After their suspension, because I know they've suspended quite a few, the likes of Alain Dume and the likes, they did do a video to show that they're unsealing their office. They started making overtures. We all have, with sources and empirical evidence, how they were scampering and calling around the day before they finally made the overture, and how they were sending messages and calling that, oh, we are going to unseal our office. And so that's why they did that video to quickly show. They did everything. They made calls to try to ensure that Natasha Akpoti does not go ahead with this planned protest. But it didn't work because it's the will of the people. What they now did, so that they will still hold the ace in the conversation, is quickly, it was just yesterday morning, empirical facts only, that they quickly postponed plenary till October 7th. Just that morning, and they quickly postponed plenary and started sending messages postponing plenary. Why all of this? I'm not saying anybody involved should not present their evidence. I always say, in the case where Senator Natasha cannot present her evidence on the issue of sexual molestation, I will be the first to berate her. But why gag the woman? They've tried everything possible. They tried the recall. We forget in a hurry that they tried the recall. They've tried several blackmail. Well, why is that the same National Assembly clerk that wrote that the case is still in court, that she can't be allowed to read it? They are the ones that went to unseal with the sergeant of arms. Why do we deceive ourselves so much in this country? And people should remember, nobody's God. Your life is but for a term. And when you leave there, you go and face your EFCC cases. We will say the truth in this country.
As for Natasha Akpoti, she has said she will not apologize and all of that. Yesterday, she has this band of street urchins who followed her to the National Assembly.
You call them band of street urchins?
They are actually constituents from Kogi Central, and they'd come out to march in solidarity. In solidarity of their representative.
It's not just people from Kogi Central. Even their supporters. But I've said my own. And I have enough courage and competence to stand by my cause.
All right, okay. But let me go straight in.
Hey, Michael, welcome. Area. How now? Welcome. Greetings. Good to see you, my brother.
Ruling 6-month suspension, the Kogi Central lawmaker arrived at the National Assembly complex.
I was trying to fast forward that introductory part of Precious Anyi's.
In the Senate wing was unsealed. The senator's return wasn't without controversy. Speaking to journalists before entering her office, Akpoti Uduaghan revealed she had learned of her reinstatement through news reports and social media videos rather than official communication from the National Assembly manager.
Thank you. Guys, please, as you come in, please double tap the screen to like, or click on the 3 dots to like, share the video.
So at this moment, I have not been officially communicated to, because I expect an institution like the National Assembly should have some administrative procedures and processes whereby communications will be written. The last written communication we got from the clerk was that which says that we are not allowed to resume because the case is at the appeal court. He also mentioned that it was within the purview of the Senate to lift this illegal suspension that had even already expired.
It was quite strange, if I were just talking about that they didn't even tell her that they didn't open. Well, you know, hundreds of supporters of Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan gathered at the National Assembly to welcome the returning lawmaker, but were barred from entering Parliament and dispersed with tear gas by security operatives. The supporters, who included activist and co-founder of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Aisha Yesufu, thronged the National Assembly complex waving Nigerian flags, chanting, dancing and singing praises for the return of the Kogi Central lawmaker.
Peter for Nigeria! Peter for Natasha! Natasha for Nigeria! The princess of the Senate! You are taking your place today! You are a senator! Nobody can remove you! Your people are with you! God is with you! This is the life of Allah! There's no problem, I want to go for what?
Can't sleep because of your credit card debt? If you're drowning in $10,000 or more in debt, National Debt Relief could be a
Tear gas at the National Assembly complex. They were not even active.
I'm telling you, Ruben, I never see. Ha! God. Guys, please double tap to like. Oh, if you have not yet liked, for the person that has liked, I appreciate you. Please double tap to like, guys.
Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan launched a blistering attack on the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, accusing him of returning to the National Assembly like a dictatorship and threatening her as his personal servant. The Kogi Central lawmaker made the explosive remarks while addressing journalists in her office. She described her 6-month ordeal as a test of resilience against institutional injustice.
It just shows that sometimes it's good to put the institutions to test. We can't cow down in the face of injustice. No one is more Nigerian than us. Senator Akpabio is not more of a senator than I am. He's not a governor of this place, and he treated me as if I was his servant or I was a domestic staff in his house. It's very unfortunate that at this time, after so many years of democracy, we would have a National Assembly being run by such dictatorship. It's totally unacceptable. As for me, I'm glad to be here, and even though we have been illegally suspended, no day have I hesitated in effectively carrying out my duties as a senator of Kogi Central to the very best of my capacity.
And we have seen that Ayo, she has been doing her job. Well, the fiery comeback has already set social media ablaze, with many anticipating fresh political battles within the Senate.
Guys, I know say Agbado people dey here too. More kuna like, so that anytime I come on, I go there away. More na like.
Can we get back to real issues like minimum wage, ASU strikes, and insecurity? Natasha says she was treated like a servant, but millions of Nigerians are treated worse daily by a system she's part of. Maybe start fighting for them, not just for respect.
I did tell you, Michael, Omoye, that yesterday still dey sweet me, I no lie.
For relevance while the country burns. Another ex-user wrote, I express my admiration and commendation for your courage in standing up for your beliefs. It is indeed unfortunate and unjust that we are faced with governance by authoritarian figures, which undermines the strength of our institutions, thus weak institution. I mean, I think I like that tweet. I'll come over to you. I believe that this story, has come again in the, front burner. And like, the other Twitter user alluded to, there's going to be another version of a Natasha versus Akpabio saga, because obviously accuse him of dictatorship and treating her like a servant. But I don't know what your thoughts are with, the fact that they tear-gassed her people, her constituents that were there, and the fact that, they unsealed her office without her knowledge.
So we found out about the unsealing of her office while we were on air. So we, in the newsroom, virtual newsroom, we saw pictures that the sergeant at arms and the clerk of the Senate had gone to make a show of unsealing her office. And from her interview, we then discovered that she wasn't even informed. I know it put us in that situation as to, okay, this unsealing, does it mean that the Senate is now willing to receive her? Does it mean they're setting aside the court case which they had cited as the reason why they could not admit her following the end of her 6-month suspension? A number of questions around this. And if we're going to build strong institutions, we have to ensure that we get to the bottom of this. It's not enough for us to just wake up one morning and all is forgiving, kumbaya, let's move on. And that's important, because like someone, the earlier ex-user had said that now it's just joke, we're making a joke of the Senate, whereby serious issues ought to be debated on the floor of the Senate. However, I dare say that this is a serious issue, because if you don't get we'll continue to see matters like this emerge, and we'll continue to have disgraceful actions on different parts and different ways from the Senate. So I think it's important to get to the bottom of this. However, I do believe that, as Justice Binta Nyako had said, the people of Kogi Central deserve representation. And it is a shame that in the last 6 months, their voices were literally silenced because there was no voice for them in the Senate. And that's another thing that we need to look into and really open and see what could have gone wrong and how we can correct it for next time. We shouldn't have people in Nigeria whose voices are silenced. I'm talking about silencing voices. A group of people exercising their right to protest, peaceful protest, or they're not even protesting. They're just showing solidarity, support to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adogan, and we're tear gassed. For what reason?
Exactly.
We're too used to using, these
barbaric
actions to disperse citizens of Nigeria. Citizens who, despite all challenges, continue to exercise their right and show support because they wanted their voices heard, and then they were tear gassed. For what reason? Did they behave in a disruptive manner? Were they disrupting any legislative proceedings, which, by the way, they are not there on recess?
Help me ask.
I want to understand why tear gas was used on the people. Let's not get used to nonsense. Let's not get used to bad behavior. I think it's very important to state that. But now that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adogan is there, I'm glad she said she continued to work for her constituents. Let us get work done. Yes. Let them come back from their long recess and actually begin to represent the interests of those who have put their trust in them by electing them to represent them in the Senate. That's what we want to see. But lastly, I want to say this. Beyond Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adogan, the reason why this was very important was we're not just fighting for the person. As we often say, we're fighting for the institution or fighting for the position. It can be Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adogan today. It can be someone else tomorrow.
Exactly.
And if we don't speak up, we will continue to see this kind of undemocratic actions, almost dictator.
Welcome, Master Freed. Have you liked? Guys, please double tap the screen to like. Let me pause first. Abeg, mukuna like this stream. Mukuna no verse. Abeg. AB, long time. How you dey? Welcome. Oh, good to see you. Abeg, AB, you don't like. AB, double tap to like. This woman still dey make news. Of course. When you are rightfully elected by your people choose you, say you, AB, now you are want me to represent us. You not go fight. You not go fight for the people. Master Free, the blame to President Tinubu APC government. Hey, una welcome. Kuna help me like this stream.
Triumph for the will of the people. We saw the hypocrisy of the Senate.
Exactly.
And I'm very surprised how hypocritical our Nigerian Senate has become. Which senator that after their suspension, because I know they've suspended quite a few, the likes of Alain Dume and the likes, did they do a video to show that they are unsealing their office?
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining.
It's part of the hypocrisy. But I thought the Senate clerk wrote a letter the other day that the case is in court and some people were supporting the Senate clerk, that she should not return. So why did they go to unseal the office? It was simply because they got wind of the fact that Natasha was coming, and that Natasha was coming with a full force of people power and her constituents to march there. So they started making overtures. We all have, with sources and empirical evidence, how they were scampering and calling around the day before they finally made the overture, and how they were sending messages and calling that, oh, we are going to unseal our office. And so that's why they did that video to quickly show. They did everything. They made calls to try to ensure that Senator Natasha Akpoti does not go ahead with this planned protest. But it didn't work because it's the will of the people. The same National Assembly that their clerk wrote a day before that she can't come. So what changed? And further, what they now did so that they will still hold the ace in the conversation is quickly, it was just yesterday morning, empirical facts only, that they quickly postponed plenary till October 7. Just that morning, that they quickly postponed plenary and started sending messages postponing plenary. Why all of this? I'm not saying anybody involved should not present their evidence. I always say, in a case where Senator Natasha cannot present that evidence on the issue of sexual molestation, I will be the first to berate her. But why gag the woman? They've tried everything possible. They tried the recall. We forget in a hurry that they tried the recall. They've tried several blackmail. After the expiration of the term, the court again, the National Assembly clerk wrote that she will not come. Well, why is that the same National Assembly clerk that wrote that the case is still in court, that she can't be allowed to return, they are the ones that went to unseal with the Sergeant of Arms? The National Assembly clerk people not calling representative of Natasha that they've unsealed the place. So why do we deceive ourselves so much in this country? And I keep repeating, people should remember, nobody is God. Your life is but for a term. And when you leave there, you're going to face your EFCC cases. We will say the truth in this country, because the truth will make us free.
I think the persons who have suffered most in this case are the people of Kogi Central who have been denied representation by their senator for 6 months. And that is why it is important that we move beyond all of this drama very quickly. The melodrama is just childish, in fact, in my view. You know, they don't need it. One man
Keep
called,
quiet,
I think
yeah,
his name is I'm the deputy director, sergeant at arms, and then they provided video. Look, we have been told previously that the Senate was in recess. They were to come back September 23. And okay, they extended it now to October 7, maybe because some are still stuck somewhere, or some of them are hanging around the premises of the United Nations General Assembly, where they have nothing concrete to contribute. But it's okay. That's Nigerian behavior. When they come back, let them just focus on the rules that Binta and Yaku had advised them to take a look at and to ensure order. And then every senator must also try to find accommodation and behave within the scope of the rules. As for Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, I don't think she needs any further drama. She has said she will not apologize and all of that. Yesterday, she has this band of street urchins who followed her to the National Assembly. That was not necessary. She could just have resumed, and then we'll move on to serve her people. She says she has issues about Ajaokuta, about petrochemicals, quality things that she wants to contribute on. Can she just focus on those contributions? The Senate and both Senator Natasha, in handling this matter, have both not behaved in a distinguished manner, and that should be embarrassing to all of us.
All right, Dr. Bati has constituents might take offense that you refer to them.
You call them band of street urchins.
They are actually constituents from Kogi Central, and they'd come out to march in solidarity, in solidarity of their representatives.
It's not just people from Kogi Central. Even their supporters. But I've said my own, and I have enough courage and competence to stand by my cause.
All right, okay, yeah. With what has happened with Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, that woman fought. She never kept quiet, and she kept going on and on until this matter was resolved. I think pretty sure everyone who stood by her. Because on one hand, we're talking about the fact that the governor of Rivers State ought to have, spoken up, stood up, and ensured that he defended democracy in his state. And so what she has done is in defense of democracy. So we're talking about the special reserve bill for women, more women representation in the National Assembly. I think it's beyond having representation in the National Assembly for women. I think it's also providing an enabling environment for them to survive, because the silence of the other women legislators was very loud. A number of them hardly said anything aside from the beginning when they came out to grant interviews here and there. Yeah. When it came to supporting one of their own, they were actually quite silent. So I give kudos to all the other women groups who stood up and ensured that the matter was never put to the back burner until the Senate was able to respond to her. This is what active pressure, good pressure can do, and that is why the people cannot afford to keep quiet. And so that's why I applaud some of those who rose up with her yesterday to follow her to the Senate to see what would happen. And at the end of the day, even though they were tear gas, let's not talk about that, by the way, because when we will stop tear gassing our citizens for their right to protest, when we will stop tear gassing them. But anyway, that's out of the way. They tear gas them, but she was able to resume office, and hopefully she can do what she was elected to do by her people. The people of Kogi Central deserve representation, and I'm glad that finally this is now happening. Now, she spoke about the high-handedness and the dictatorship-like leadership of the Senate president that has to come into question. We're talking about a strong democracy yesterday, and that if we must have a thriving democracy, we need strong institutions like the legislature, like the judiciary. We need to speak up about things like that. I also think there are pertinent issues that must not be swept under the carpet in this particular matter. It shouldn't just be kumbaya, let us now work. What are the issues that brought us to this level? If we don't deal with them, if we don't investigate this claim around sexual harassment in the Senate, then we will have a repeat of that happening, and we're going to come back again to this particular issue and continue to deal with it. We need to ensure that our institutions are upheld and we protect it. It is not just for us now, it is for posterity's sake. And that's why I think what she did was very important. And this kudos for standing up. What now remains would be whether she's able to defend her claim, because that's very important. I think that ought to see the light of day.
Honestly, I want us to listen to the what's her name? Aisha. Aisha was there at the National Assembly, and she get the inside gist. But I'm going to take the interview she did with Channels News, and then we will go and listen to what she had to say.
Getting 3 bids.
Thank you, Precious, for
with
clipping
one of the
video.
supporters of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and rights activists. Kelly, you have this one.
Absolutely. Rights activist Aisha Yesufu joins us live on the program now from the nation's capital. Aisha, I imagine you've been listening to this conversation. Perhaps what is your exact reactions to the position of Sir Ken, plus the fact that I'm sure we have seen videos of you around Senator Natasha for quite some time now in this very dark moment. Walk us through what she's been saying to you behind the scenes.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
So first of all, I just want to commend you for the fact that you took on the issue where citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria were being called hooligans and street urchins, even though they were questioned, because I was waiting. If that had not been done, the next question I was going to ask is that the behavior of Senate President Godswill Akpabio, does it not also look like that of a hooligan and a Senate urchin?
He's a hooligan.
So that would have been the question I was going to ask, but you took that on. For me, I would say, having listened, just listened to all the things that had been said, one of them, and where you saw the people of Kogi, Kogi Central Senatorial Zone coming over to Abuja and saying enough is enough, they needed their senator to resume. They have every right to do that because it is their country, it is their representative that they had sent in, and this person has been denied for 6 months. And don't forget also, right now they are saying it's not the Senate, it's the clerk of the National Assembly that sent in this message that said, that they are not sure she's going to resume. No, she can't resume because there are certain court issues that are there. And the people, of course, decided that they were going to come. Perhaps for a Senate National Assembly that had said she should not resume, perhaps it's the fact that her constituents came on their own to say, look, we need to find out what's happening since the Senate is resumed. Maybe that's the reason why they decided to unseal, her office and go ahead to put it, publicly, to do a recording of that and put it in the news. So that's some of the things. But having said that, it's for me, before I even go into there were quite some interesting things that came out from the conversation, that I just listened to. And one of them where he talked about the fact that the issue of the sexual harassment in say court, I am not aware of that. And I wish you had taken it up to actually ask. The two issues that are currently in court that Senator Natasha with Godswill Akpabio is the one that the state has taken on. And the question that we all should be asking is that why is payers' money being wasted on an issue that involves two senators?
Exactly.
The Senate president should not drag the Senate into disrepute. If he has any issues with her, he should go ahead, and do it. Right now, we're having a situation whereby the state is being brought into it. Yesterday, on Monday, Senator Natasha was in court. I was in court with her. Yesterday, she was also in court. I was with her. And they were literally almost similar cases, federal government and her, on the issue of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Governor Yahaya Bello. If they feel some of the things she has said, she had defamed them or whatever, let them go to court against her. Why are we dragging the whole institution and the whole state into it again? And on the other issue, of course, when as Judge Binta Inyako had said, the suspension was unconstitutional. The suspension should not have been. Yes, she did not make a categorical statement, which was sad. And I think the judiciary needs to really sit down and take back its independence.
Yes.
To be able to say, get back into your office. She didn't make that categorical statement. But one thing that is very interesting is also the fact that the Senate president had gone to appeal first. It wasn't the Senate. It was later that, the Senate also had gone to appeal that particular judgment. But one thing also that is quite ironic is the fact that the House of Representatives right now, they're sitting, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday they were in office, the National Assembly has resumed, but the Senate has not resumed. And from what has been reported, a message was sent out by the personal assistant to the chief of staff to the president of the Senate, sent out a message to all senators that they should not resume when they were supposed to resume. We're talking about taxpayers' money. If the Senate president cannot sit, cannot work, is not in a position to be able to work, why then do we have a deputy Senate president? Why is he the one, moving and continuing the holiday that they are in? These are germane questions, that we need to begin to ask 108 9 senators that we have. What are they doing? Or should I say 108 if we take out the Senate president? Why are they allowing one person to, on his own private and personal basis and issue, continue to control the Senate? And I say that is to say, I'm really wondering that the person who spoke last is taking credit for the hard work of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. That even when she was not in office, the things that she has put in her bill has passed. She has done so much in the little time that she has been there. Exactly. Why, if the Senate was the one that confers this on senators, why did they not confirm the same thing on the remaining 108 or 107 senators that are there? She is hardworking. She puts in everything. Even while she was on suspension, she was working so hard for her people, and that's why you saw the massive support. And they came all the way from Kogi State to come and ensure that their senator gets into office and not only resume be there. Then the other issue where they're saying there's also something quite interesting that was reported, yesterday in the media, where they are saying that from the source that they have, that, and I'm thinking this is from the Guardian, if I'm not mistaken, and part of it, according to a source, the decision was arrived at during yesterday's leadership meeting at the Senate, where motion will be moved, and barring any changes, right? The minority leader of the Senate, Senator PDP Benue, will move the motion for her to apologize, then seconded, and it will be taken. What does this mean? Is it that when they come back, they're going to sit down and ask her to apologize? Apologize for what?
And that brings me to the next question.
Let me just round up on this. Let me just quickly round up on this. What did Senator Natasha do that Senator Gosri Akpabio did not do? Scream, yell. He did that when his seat was changed. So why is it because she's female, or is it because she's hardworking? Thank you. Come on.
Yeah, and that brings me to the next question. Evidently, the reopening of her office has put her in high spirits. We saw that yesterday with her supporters as they celebrated. But going forward, are you worried, and what are you hearing about how she's going to henceforth relate, with her colleagues? Because since February, when this matter started, it has been a very divisive subject, not just amongst Nigerians, but also amongst Senate members as well, when you hear the commentary that came through from them.
Amongst the Senate members, you understand, I would totally understand a good number of them, their position. This is a senator who, first of all, she's a first-time senator, and then second of all, she didn't come. They were not all inaugurated the same day. She came much later because she had to fight for her court case, and then she comes in and she's doing this many achievements. Not only this many achievements, she's also going on to do so many things for her people. So for every incompetent senator that you have, there are some that have been there for probably 1999 or more, or almost, that their people have not felt their impact. So they will feel a sense of threat. Because if they come to say to their people, the Senate, we don't do this, but they're like, what about Senator Natasha that just came yesterday? Look at the many achievements that she has been able to do, and she's really now. And so that has also been one of the things that have put a lot of them, on a place where they are not really liking her, if I might use it personally. There's also something, because of conversation that I've heard quite often that has been said by some of those senators who feel that, is it because you have money, your husband is rich, you don't need this money, that's why you're not after whatever it is you're going to gain in terms of even the contracts or whatever, you're doing so much for your people. Sometimes you're even doing extra. So it's almost as if you're doing too much. And unfortunately in Nigeria, we've seen it again and again and again, where people who are really competent, who really put in the work, are the ones that are punished by those who, at the end of the day, they don't have the competence, neither the character or the capacity for them to be able to do that. And so you will understand that kind of behavior. I see where that comes from. But the most important thing is that her people are with her. And yesterday, her people showed it, how much they are with her. And what we as Nigerians must do is that for every senator that we see doing the right thing, working, that they try to punish, let's not allow that happen. Let's also remember that
you're about to lose $40,000 for your car accident.
I'm telling you.
Don't know this one trick. Check this out.
The Senate has a history of punishing people who stand for the people.
Yes.
People who are there, for Nigeria. I will give the example of Senator, I think it was Senator Nengi, that came out to tell us, like, hey, Nigerians, there is pardon that is going on. The Senate pardoned the budget and all of that. What happened? That particular Senate was suspended.
Yes. So we have to round off our conversation with you.
And I will blame all of us as citizens.
Yes.
We allowed that suspension
to happen, to stay.
It didn't start by me. And this is now a reoccurrence. We've given the Senate, the National Assembly, an enabling environment for them to continue to punish senators who dare to.
We have to round up. We have to round up our conversation with you in 60 seconds or less. The Women Bill, which is in the constitutional review. I wonder if you think with what has played out with Senator Natasha now, what is going to happen to that bill?
What is going to happen? This is what I've said about that particular bill. The reserve bill, for me, I think passing it is it's on the National Assembly for them to be able to do, for them to be remembered, and for every member of the 10th Assembly. I will say to them, there was once a 9th Assembly. There are a lot of people that didn't come back. There are many more that nobody even knew they were there. This is the opportunity for them to put their names in the books of history and give this reserve bill and ensure that it is not a place where now, they're trying to get as much as they can, fielding in their own candidates, female candidates who can't do anything. That's so that for them to say, oh, you see, we've given women a chance. So it is an opportunity for them to create a legacy for themselves. They are not doing women a favor. On the issue, it's more worrisome because with what has happened to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the question then is this what they're going to be doing to all women when they come in? Even this reserve bill, when women come in, are they going to be ganging up and, suspending women when they try to fight for their rights in the Senate?
All right.
But at the end of the day, one thing that I will say for us, for me, is that please, the Senate is an institution that should not be desecrated, and the Senate president should be man enough to fight his battle himself and leave the Senate and the state away from it. If they have two senators fighting, it's none of my business. If he has issues with Senator Natasha Akpoti, they're both senators. Let them go and sort themselves out, whether in the courts. The state should not be brought into it. Neither should the institution be brought into it. Thank you.
I'm afraid, thank you so much, Aisha Yesufu. I'm afraid we have
said.
To now. I wish we had more time to squeeze in more questions. For the camp of the Senate President, they are asking perhaps for the evidence. Perhaps you can help us.
Evidence, evidence. So should be carrying camera around now. So when the man touch him nyash, make it carry put camera for nyash, put camera for chest. Since some of you Nigerian men don't have any, una not get any self-control. Nonsense.
The one by the wife of the Senate President. But it's an ongoing conversation. Thank you for being there at this time. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Please, guys, continue to like the live. For those of you that have liked, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. But please continue to like the show. So let me quickly go here to Senator. Sorry, not Senator. What's her name? Aisha Yesufu. She get the gist of wetin really occur inside that our eyes did not see. So we will listen to her before I come to that one. Oh shoot. Oh, she don't do videos. Pack. Correct. All right, let's go here. The drama that unfolded.
If you have dementia, you should.
You see, yes, let me check my mic. I just checked my earlier. Thank God I checked. It wasn't working. I had to change something here. So, hello everyone. You see, yesterday there were so many things that happened yesterday. Yesterday's, move to the Senate, getting Senator Natasha to enter her office. A whole lot of drama went on along the way. I don't know whether they were captured. As I'm up tonight, I should have asked them to send me pictures, videos, and all of that. Because when you are in this thing, because I'm in the thick of it, I don't have time to be filming. I can't be doing filming and all of that. The first thing, one of the that happened was that as soon as we got to the gate, the security at the gate, they were insisting that her husband has to be there before she's let in.
Imagine.
I'm like,
is she a child?
I wish I could get some of my videos that I did. Because I saw people were videoing them. I looked at him and said, you are telling a whole senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to bring her husband before she's allowed into the Senate that she was elected into. People gave her mandate to enter. The guy said, it is the instruction that was given to them. I'm beginning to get irritated when people use that, it is instruction. I said, there are some
kind of dumbass instruction is that?
Sense. You don't have to obey them.
Exactly.
If they don't make sense, they are unconstitutional, they are unlawful. You obeying them makes you part of the crime, and the unlawfulness, you can't come and say, it's just all they are giving to me. Just like police, would do a lot of that. So I was like, no. I'm like, you can't say that. You need to open the gate. She was like, open the gate, let me get Senator Natasha. She is who she says she is. And she's like, open the gate. I need to go into the office. And I looked at the man and said, all the other senators, did you ask them to bring their wives before you open the gate? Long and short of it, sharp. They were opening it. They were trying to stop people. People were ready to walk in because inside the Senate building, inside the National Assembly, there's a People's Square. There's a place where even if it's protest you walk in there, you stand there, you do your protest, and you leave that place and you go away. So we all went. As soon as we were going, police they were already standing. They had their guns and their tear gas, gun. There was one particular police where he was standing closer. You see, he was holding it. He was hesitating whether he should or he should not. And the next thing that bam, there was tear gas. I don't know whether you guys saw that. There was actually tear gas that were thrown. For me, so because we're getting to move in as soon as that tear gas was gone. So we had, some of us had pass through it. So the tear gas, the way it blows in one direction, right? So if it's not blowing towards the direction that you are, you can just go ahead and it's not affecting you. So it was behind us. So we moved in. That's why even when they are not wearing masks, they will shoot it. And then, so we moved towards where they are. They will shoot it and they will still literally be around there because it's affecting that. So that's how we moved on. So by the time we left, so that was the first gate. We got to the second gate again, the same drama. They didn't want, we were like, no, there's a People's Square there. We need to have access. She needs to get to her own office. And then we all walked in, another long drama before we were able to get into that People's Square. People now stood there. Then a few of us were escorting her, to her office. The next thing now, we're going. If you see, as we're going, we're about to enter the Senate building itself. They just came. They were manhandling. If you see the way they had Peter Akaye, it was something else. They were just like manhandling, doing all some manner of things, Again, meanwhile, over there, because Mama P decided she was going to stay outside of the maid to hold that place down. Apparently, she had been tear gas because the tear gas, I think, fell close to where she was. She had been tear gas. And then later on, the security actually manhandled her, pinned her down, hit her, broke her phone. A lot of drama went on. So, so when we got to that scene, they started manhandling position. She pushed away. I just stood by the scene. I'm like, we're escorting the senator. That we need to get, before you enter the Senate, you must have accreditation. must do accredited. I say, Oga, we were working with her when you stopped us. Do you want to open door for us to go in, or you don't want to open door for us to go in?
Exactly.
The man was like, no, they will not this thing. Me, I know Kukuma girl. And as you see me like this, I know they tell people, I know they look for trouble. But now when trouble come meet me, they grab her like long lost friend. You understand? That's why when people see me, other than where I'm doing advocacy, they're always so shocked that I look so simple. I'm always laughing. I'm giggling. I was like, that's how I am. I'm the last. I don't even as a child. There's no fight that you say that Aisha fought. That it was because I'm always checking this thing. Let me not be talking in the air. That Aisha fought and it was because of something that was not to her and something. It's either someone you look for my trouble or you're looking for another person's trouble. I'm fighting for someone when I see that injustice. So when they were there, I just sat down on the floor in front of the synagogue because I know I'm supposed to enter. You know, allow me enter. I didn't hear. I sat down on the floor and then they were like, apparently, I didn't even know. Later, I was being told they were like, everybody was just agitated. Why she on the floor? Aisha Yesufu is on the floor. Oh, me, we are there for floor. Waiting there for floor. Now, grand, they go bury me. I'm not burying me for. And by the way, you saw, if you noticed yesterday, I wore all white. Even my shoes were white. Lord have mercy. I went to go and wear one tight shoes. You see, by the time I got home, blisters. I had big blisters. I had to bust them and put shea butter.
These $39 Kevlar gloves are exposing the weakness of every other work glove. Nobody believed me at first.
That's too
but now
much
everybody wants them.
TMI.
Check that out. When I told
Even today when I did my exercise,
TMI.
I'm like, wait to carry me. I wanted to wear all white. I said, if in case police decided to be unfortunate and go and start shooting, let the blood be coming out very well. Let the blood show very well. Not the one that is said that, maybe, no, we did not shoot her. No. Let everybody see that they did. Don't they start do and carry my body away. Then they will not be like, oh, they didn't kill her. She went to escape. She decided to let it be televised in their doing it. That was the reason why I wore all of that white and I sat out there. So I sat out there by Self Peter Aka. And then they were doing all sorts of this. Of course, we were talking like usual. I will always talk to them. I say, you are the problem. And I was telling those police, but I said, you are here. They're putting you here to come and attack. So I looked at my dad. I said, they kill you now. The IG of police will not say, he will not say anything. You're on your own. He will not say anything. You are on your own. The other IG of police that you see that sent you to come here and be doing this, he will not say anything. I told them, I said, look at Deputy Inspector General of Police Frank Kumba. His house was attacked. The policeman was killed. I've not seen the IG of police say anything. I've not seen the police stand up on anything. But they will be sending you people here. When you have problems, then you will not be carrying your problem to come and tell us that we should come and advocate for you. How am I going to advocate for you when we advocate you? You're always the ones that are being used to stop. The National Assembly members, I said to them, you people that are blocking all these things now that are stopping, don't worry. Sure, you people always protest all the time. Next time you are protesting, I'll come and do counter protest. If you are protesting against me, I'll come out against the Senate. They've not paid you salary. Me, I'll come and protest and support them and say they should not pay you. Because this is how you treat, citizens when they come here and they do. So we're still sitting down there. The next thing, one person came up. Before then, let me just another thing. Then there was, the door to enter, then there was the exit and entry. They were not like, later, one guy was just doing too much. People were trying to come out. He was denied, they was just doing bad. And I look at him, and I was looking old. I said, by the way, this guy, you never really 60. Why are you still working? You're supposed to be retired. This man, because I'm 52, this man where I see, he goes, see now my husband, and my husband is 54. You understand? I'm like, oh God, there's no how, and then my husband done this 64. You're not supposed to retire. I mean, I don't see where they change their name. One of them say, now you born. I say, I go born now. I want to see that birth certificate. Let us show this falsification of the guy. You know one thing, the guy. When I was saying it, the man did not say anything. I'm sure before they go, because I was, you see some people, these people are supposed to have retired, but they will retire. I said, if they refuse to retire, how will other people get jobs, and get in there? We finish that whole drama. Me, I sit down for us. I tell you they go anywhere. And for me, I don't even need to be in the office. All I need to be sure that she had entered the office and she had entered. That was the most important thing. So I now started. The next thing, one man comes out. He's a retired general from the tag that I think he's in charge of their security or whatever. I don't know. He asked one question. Then the next he said, they have do I know that he has been asked to come and arrest me? I say, Oga, please, free. How the arrest one be? How now one make come? Feel free, please stop. Arrest, who they fear arrest? Do I look like say a person where they fear arrest? I beg. Okay, bring down, let's come and do this arrest. Which part will arrest me? Kia, don't even use it. In short, in the meantime, you see that guy that was unsealing that guy had come. And so when he came here, he was actually very gentlemanly. He even apologized for the way the people treated us. He said it's the person in charge of this thing. Because he was asking me, please, because they wanted me to stand up. I'm not standing up. He said, okay, please, I should come out. Let's go out. I said, no, carry this chair. I brought his chair, close to that place. So we were now talking. So that was, he was not okay, please, that should I let me come, let's go back. I said, you see people that love people. You see people. So I'm sitting down here in front of the Senate. It's my Senate now. I'm a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My office as the office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. It's not the public elected person that is the highest office in the land. But he was actually gentlemanly, honestly. Then after that, he came, he now went in. It's okay that we should come, some of us, we now went inside. And that was a bit of that drama. When we finished, she now came out, she addressed her people, and she went home. Then I left because at that moment, my feet were hurting me. I don't know what to go make me wear that white shoe. That white shoe was not for walking out for guy. Me, when I have very comfortable shoes that I walk a lot, I decided to wear all that white, and my leg were hurting. When I got home, the blisters were so big. By the time I even had to burst them to release that water, it was crazy. I really needed to get home and go and shower. I was all sweaty and everything. And the people, I just went home. All throughout yesterday, I was just on my bed, I just laid down, rested, but even though I was very, very tired, my feet were hurting because I had even done my exercise in the morning before I left. I would not have done exercise in the morning. I would have used that as my exercise, but hey, I did my exercise before my feet.
Anyway, that's the long and short of it. That's what happened. That's the story. I don't want us to be going deeper and deeper. She's now going to a place where I don't know. You understand? So, there was a comment that Peter Obi made yesterday when he said, we are finished. I'm going to read the tweet for you guys, but I want you guys to watch this take from, of course, Precious Enyi, my favorite female journalists from Nigeria.
Senator Oluremi Tinubu on Tuesday revealed that her 65th birthday fundraising initiative has generated over 20 billion naira towards the completion of the National Library project in Abuja, marking what she describes as her gift to the nation. Speaking at a special lunch with the State House correspondents, the First Lady defended her choice to mobilize funds for the library project instead of conventional birthday festivities, emphasizing her personal connection to education and libraries.
In this short while, money is still going. The one for today, have you converted it? Not yet, you see. And it's going to go again. So we have 20 billion, 456 million, 188,924 and 93 kobo. And it's still growing. Trust me. It is still growing. This is what we can do as a nation. But, Mr. President said I should take a newspaper advert to acknowledge all the people that did donate. But please, can we be seated? As an Ijebu girl, so press, when I want to celebrate people, I would do that. But to me, I'm counting on all the money I could get.
As an Ijebu, Ijebu know they carry last, but I know she's also happy Ishekiri, right?
When you say Ijebu, I'm looking at the Gbama.
Oh, sorry, are you Ijebu? Correct guy, Ruby on fire.
So you share heritage with the First Lady.
Well, all right. In the meantime, the First Lady's fundraising announcement comes amid criticism from opposition figures, particularly former presidential candidate Peter Obi, who question the correctness of relying on birthday donations to complete critical national infrastructure. And I'll read Peter Obi's tweet in part. He wrote on X, "What kind of country must beg for charity to build the very temple of knowledge? What kind of leaders waste trillions on luxury and vanity, while the National Library, our intellectual furnace, remains abandoned in the capital? Serious nations treat libraries as sacred, but here we reduce them to afterthoughts, begging bowls or birthday tokens." Mrs. Tinubu was right. Education is the most enduring legacy a nation can give its people. Yet, to know this truth and still prioritize vanity is both shocking and tragic. If Nigeria will rise, it will not be on the wings of jets or the splendor of mansions, but on the strength of minds formed in classrooms and nourished in libraries. Until then, the lament remains true. We are finished. And that was the title of his post on X. We are finished. Well, meanwhile, the First Lady's 20 billion naira fundraising success has generated mixed reactions online, with supporters praising the First Lady's education focus, while critics question why citizens should fund what they consider basic government responsibilities through birthday donations. I'll take this post. Cassandra wrote on X, "It seems like billions in naira has become gari and beans in Nigeria. It's no longer what can Nigeria do for you under Nigeria's current leadership. It is now what can leadership collect from you, or so it seems." And I'm sure that, a lot of people will agree, because it seemed like, the First Lady was able to raise all that money. Meanwhile, Ayodele Ademili, the convener of the Easter and Arts Festival, has filed a lawsuit against the First Lady for raising funds for the completion of the National Library headquarters in Abuja. Ademili is asking the court to compel the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the bank account used for the donations, and for the First Lady and Zenith Bank to disclose the total amount raised and provide a full account of how the money was used. The lawsuit also seeks an order for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to relocate or to allocate at least 26% of the 2026 federal budget to education, which of course is a recommendation by UNESCO. Dr. Vati, over to you.
The first thing, in terms of principle, intention, involvement, we have consistently said Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, means well. She didn't want her birthday at 65 to be used for the purpose of vainglory. And it was in that regard that she called on people not to place adverts, not to send out gifts, but to contribute to the building of the National Library project. Why this is remarkable is that that National Library project has been on the table since 2006. When the federal government first made allocations for that, for the building of that library, they allocated 8.2 billion naira, which was a lot of money in 2006. Now, money has been budgeted for that same National Library, to the extent that as recently as last year, we were told that that National Library by the Federal Ministry of Education will be completed this year. So here comes Mrs. Tinubu. In just 5 days, she has been able to raise over 20 billion.
5 days.
Now, the gentleman who is asking for a probe, the people that need to be probed are the people who have been mismanaging that project since 2006. We want to know how much was budgeted over the years, what they did with the initial 8.2 million, and why Nigeria does not have a national library.
I'm sure
which is something that you will find in other countries where there are serious-minded people in charge. You'll be surprised that these same people over the years who have been in government, some of them have put money together to go and build private universities. Used money to acquire properties, either in Florida or in other parts of America. But here, they cannot use government resources to provide a library. Number two, is that the question should also be asked about the nature of our society. If Senator Oluremi Tinubu were not the first lady of Nigeria, we should be able to raise over 20 billion in 5 days.
How, Dr. Abati?
My own birthday is coming very soon. maybe we should test it.
Yes, let's test it. We can make an announcement on what's trending.
I'll see whether I will be able to raise 1 billion in 1 year. In other words, I'm saying that, there's...
No, don't worry, all 10 of us will donate for 1 year.
I know the lady from Mkwata is very capable. But what I say is that, there's also the social dimension to all of this. Now to Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi was making the point about leadership. In fact, he's not the only one who made that point. Mr. Jide Ologun, this last Sunday, on This Day Live, made the same point. When we were congratulating the senator, he said, look, he thinks that it's shameful that it has to take the wife of the president to say that a national project should be completed through donations. And that this should be the responsibility of government, not just at the federal level. Once upon a time in this country, we used to have local government libraries. Yeah. When I was in Silver Spring, the library in that community was so good that you could go there to borrow books, to go and read. Here in Nigeria, nobody is reading books. And that's why, the people who look down on Africans, they will say, if you don't want an African to know about something, just put it in a book. That culture has to change. If we want our children in the future to compete, we must cultivate the culture of literacy, of reading, of, intellection. But as for Mrs. Tinubu's intentions, I think she's well-intentioned.
All right, fantastic. Like I said, I did say this earlier, there's nothing wrong with using charity for education. I think it is, the most enduring legacy we can gift our children. So at this point, I'll say congratulations to Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the legendary First Lady of Nigeria.
Legendary call. Legendary ni. This is how they praise them into obscurity, praise them into nonsense. This is not nice. Not like this that they praise them. They go praise them enter wahala. Praise them. This is the problem. Legendary call, legendary ni. When people are starving, they starve. It does not make any sense to me. Nigerians are false praise of people. Nigerians and false praise of people. People that have not done anything for you, have no impact. This woman now, because she's a president, guess what? People love carry and put for head. Now make them they donate up and down. Eye service. Now plenty pass. Eye service. Eye service. Now plenty pass for there. None of them are doing it because they really see the benefit of it. All of them are just doing it so that they will notice. May they notice me now. What is going on? Come on, don't do this. Don't do this. We ain't got all day. I'm not going to be here all day. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is the problem we have. See person when you see creativity for Nigeria. Mokuna see as this girl take create AC for herself. See am. Mokuna see.
Like the way you shaking your body, it goes.
Mokuna watch o. Wow. Now see am. Now see how this girl take create AC. Hey God, Nigeria is blessed. 2027, something gotta change. That country needs to. You see how she created AC? This is not the first thing. There's so many things this girl has created on her own. I've been following her videos. Oh my God. Anyway, let's move on. Let's listen to what Ratel had to say. Me, you know me, I dey listen to people when they do activism for Nigeria. Make we see wetin that they happen, wetin that they plan. Because we need to hear. I don't know, this one wey wear uniform. I don't understand. Let's hear it together.
2025, which will be on Saturday, we, the ratel movement, are taking over Nigeria. We are shutting down this country. That being said, we are not shutting it down in terms of violence. We are shutting it down.
Okay,
in
I
terms
will.
Of impact.
Michael.
We're going to start what has never been seen before in Nigeria. We are going to be moving from just being on social media, claiming to
Mr.
be
Delight, exactly.
to presenting ourselves in real life and
welcome.
impacting, like direct impact in our society. Now, what are we going to be doing? Starting from the 29th, being the Saturday, last Saturday of November, moving on every Saturday, every last Saturday of every month, we the Ratels are going to come out to do community service. We'll be jumping into every gutters, clearing the what do they call them again? Clearing the sewage, the drainage. We are going to be clearing the drainage. Not just that, we'll go into public schools. We'll clean the public schools, all these places where they are like dirty, where they don't heap dirty for roadside. We'll go there, we'll clear it. In all 36 states, in Abuja, we'll do it in Gwarimpa, we'll do it in Maraba, we'll do it in Nyanya, we'll do it in Kubwa, we'll do it in Lube. All these places that are dirty, we are going to go into them and we are going to clear it up. Now, why are we going to do this? We want to promote patriotism in the hearts of the youth. We are not going to limit the problems of Nigeria solely to the politicians. Yes, the politicians, they do out their own, but we serve. When time don't reach up, we say we will need to contribute to make this country great. Now, the day when I get this inspiration for it, now the day when we say, at the come, Lagos, 3rd Milan Bridge, person day for 3rd Milan Bridge, they shit. And people, they pass on. A lot of people see that guy that they pass on. It is because we lack patriotism in Nigeria. We lack patriotism in Africa. Because if to say you love your country enough, if you tell that guy make it stand, make it no shit for there. A lot of times you go to pass road. Like I just left Akwa Ibom. On my way to Ibom Resort, there one place where we say they heap dirty for road. For road, people they pass, nobody get clear out. So those are the kind of things that we are going to take care of. Places where dirty, they will go clean them, we'll go public school, we'll paint their blackboard, if their chairs, no they okay, we'll go knock them. Some kind of roads like this were no good, we'll go make sure say okay, we fill them up so that speed bump no go there, you know. A lot of things that we can lay our hands on, we are going to do it. So I'm going to put a number on this screen. You see the way they mix am with English and Pidgin, make me more Nigerian. And after all, if I know the politician wanting to say things the exact way. Do you understand? So there will be a number on this screen, as you can see. From that number, if you did Port Harcourt, if you say, okay, you want to be in charge of this so area, now you and some rattlers will clean out, we will put you there. If you did every local government, we want to make sure we touch the whole 36 states, starting from the last Saturday of November. It's not going to be easy, but we go feed one. So now it will be time for rattlers to talk, say, we say if we get something to talk, say we contribute for this country. It no go easy, we feel fail, but we no go stop, and we go definitely do 100%. So please key in, and also we get group, we get house for Clubhouse. If you know the application called Clubhouse, it's on my screen. We get app for Clubhouse, where they call the Ratel movement. You can join it. Nigeria will go there, they do our meetings. Now, this is an important part of everything. This Ratel movement, when we come together, in order to do the things where I explain say we want to do, we are not going to be political. Political talks are not welcome within our midst. We know we come here, come to talk say na APC better, na PDP better, na Labour Party better, na SDP na better. No, we are not doing all that. Individually, you can support whatever party you want to support. But when we gather, we say we want set out, we want go clean here. We will not welcome any political discussions. Because now when politics come, now problem they come. Next thing, tribalism don't enter. We are not like that. We are just patriotic Nigerians that want Nigeria to grow. Because we know for the fact that we no feel leave this thing only for the politicians. Nigeria don't they break, Nigeria don't. Everybody they mind their business. We lack patriotism. That is the first thing. We all lack patriotism. When make if somebody won't do small thing, they'll say, it is one for clout. Meanwhile, those are your corporate social responsibilities. Do you understand? We need to love our country enough before we can change our country. So that's the most important thing. That if you distract me, I will slap you. See your big head, like shoe. I'm sorry. So thank you very much. Please, the numbers are there, and it will be a time for the ratels to say yes, we want to do something. Do you understand? And guess what? While we start, more just we start. You know, saying starting the problem. Once we start, madam, we don't move. Then we can add other activities. Thank you very much, and God bless the ratel movement. And also the ratels in diaspora, if you feel the need to join, we don't feel control on our own side yet because I don't even know the area so on a day. But for Nigeria, it will be easier to go there, do these things. I feel touch like 2, 3, 4 states in a day in respect to this movement. So thank you very much, and don't play. If you play, you're gonna learn, and you will learn the hard way. And also, Nigeria, okay, this one will not be anybody uniform. Not say anybody will come meet me saying a uniform. Do you understand? This is not my own uniform. This alone, don't play. The mic not the work. I just make it look interesting.
Well, I think it's a good idea if you ask me. Hey, Gawalele, long time. Welcome. Oh, how you dey? In Burkina Faso, all prisoners are now working in all farm. Yes, they are. They can be easily, that's how it ought to be, but Nigeria, no. Now the crime, when they commit crime finish, they go reinsert them back. I never see. They will sue or arrest. That's why I was wondering, why is he wearing that uniform? Anyway, I'm sure he must have spoken to them. I don't know. You laugh when you watch the part. I say, this is true Agbiru. But Salobua said, na common sense guy. Yeah, and I was, yes, na common sense. He really gets sense. I mean, he's rough around the edges. There's some things that, you know, of course. But again, I can forgive him because he dey try. He dey try. At his age, he's doing a great job. Let's listen to this lady.
Let me explain something to you, to some gullible Nigerians, that are actually believing hook, line, sinker what some people are saying. Concerning this whole, before you open an account and for you to operate your bank account, that you have to have your tax ID. Now let me break it down and expose something to you. You guys are yet to understand. This government will use this opportunity to take your money. The Tinubu administration needs money. They're not able to borrow anymore. Countries are not lending them anymore. Guess what? Your president took $2 million to try and block his criminal record from coming out. And do you know how many countries have seen that report, that news report? Who do you think will want to associate themselves with a criminal organization that rules a nation? Nobody. You're talking about demarketing Nigeria. That is demarketing Nigeria. So, like I said, no country is willing to lend him any money again. They have also sold your resources to the Western world.
Bam!
So they're like tenants right now. And because of that, what other way to get money if not to tax you? And since the tax is not enough, because you're talking about gluttons, the people that are ruling you are gluttons and they are greedy. So what's the best way to get you? They tell you that you have from now till January 2026 to open an account with a tax ID. 200 million people to open an account. And apart from that, if you don't, what they will do is that they will seize your account. Seizing your account automatically means that every money in your account belongs to them. You will not be able to do any bank transaction anymore. Yes. Anybody that is coming to sugarcoat, that was how they tried to sugarcoat the whole new tax bill by saying, oh, it's only people from 800k and above. And I came on this same app to expose it by making you understand that even jobless people were taxed. I even show you with evidence. Now I'm here again to tell you that if that does not happen, they will freeze your account, and every money in that account will belong to them. If you try to say you want to collect it back. Only now, said they never even put this kind of tax ID. Banks are already collecting people's money. There are news coming out of people's money missing here and there. How much they are billing on every single transaction that you do. You think it's not your own account, they will freeze and take it for themselves. The reason they are doing this is because they have seen that Nigerians are quiet. They have seen that you people, no matter what they do to you, you people continue to endure.
Exactly. Endurance ministers.
Of endurance. Yes. So since they see that you people are very good at enduring and taking everything, this is their next step. Like I said, the new tax bill was testing the waters.
Testing.
Since Nigerians are not rising, they don't want to do anything. The next one is a tax ID. And get ready, a lot of people's accounts will be frozen. A lot of people's accounts will be seized. People's money will start missing. 2026, it will hot. You better start rising. Nigerian youths, start rising.
So, not be me talk am o. Na dey hear am, I dey see am, I dey bring am come make we listen to am together. Me, I don shout, I don talk say I no dey shout again. Only shout when I go shout na to laugh and to rejoice.
Nigeria is like a household that is not a family. There's a difference between a household and a family. You could have children of the same parents in one household, but if there's no cohesion, there's no unity of purpose, and they're working at cross purposes, such family will never make progress.
It becomes like an unhealthy amalgam of your willing.
Exactly. It becomes a house of commotion. But at the same time, you can have a coming together of people that are not necessarily people of same bloodline, but with well-defined ethos, and they form a family, well-bonded family, and they begin to work in sync with each other, harmonize each other's individual interests into their common interests, and go all out to achieve such interests, and they become prosperous. And I've had the argument severally too, that the reason for Nigeria's problem, the reason for Nigeria's disunity, the reason for Nigeria's inability to transform into a nation of citizens from a country of tribesmen has to do with our history. And that is why my column is actually titled Out of the Box, something similar to this podcast.
Oh, really?
Because we need to think outside of the box at this point to find solutions to our problems. And it begins with debunking some of these myths, some of these fallacies, putting our history in proper perspective so that when you urge people to embrace national unity and social cohesion, you are not urging them to commit suicide by their own perception. You are urging them to embrace life and living as it's supposed to be in the 21st century. So for instance, it's a fallacy. Anybody who tells you that Nigeria or Nigerians or the constituent peoples of Nigeria had nothing in common before 1914, for instance. There's this popular belief that the white man came and clubbed us together. We had nothing in common, that we were disparate peoples, and so that is why it's difficult. And so people are saying, for instance, it's that you create states along all ethnic lines. As we're saying, let us break up, we can never be one nation. And so this is a fallacy. This is actually opposite of what the reality was. Because our history, our customs, our tradition, our languages, and the proximity of our individual geography suggest otherwise. And clearly shows that long before 1914, there were interactions, interrelations between the constituent peoples of Nigeria through trade, through warfare, through diplomacy, through marital ties, and so on and so forth, even beyond the current borders of Nigeria, into Cameroon, for instance, into Niger, into Benin Republic, and into Chad. So in fact, the cultural commonwealth that should have been Nigeria is actually incomplete within the current space. So meaning that we have even more in common than what divides us. So for me, Nigeria is like one black African family, a largely monoracial entity, with the various sectional or ethnic groups simply a plurality of the same black African family. It's like having a bird with beautiful feathers. So it's one bird, but the plumages are simply a reflection of the beautiful feathers that makes up the beauty of such a bill. That is how Nigeria ordinarily is supposed to be. And evidence abounds to suggest this. I'll tell you this for free. Some people are today identified as Southern Nigerians, for instance. We are once Northern Nigerians, long before 1914. And in Africa, unlike what we have today, in ancient Africa, unlike what we have today, Africans had a traditional system of citizenship that ensures social cohesion, assimilation and integration seamlessly of anybody who moves from one part to the other. Something that we don't have today. Today, Nigeria still does not have democratic citizenship in the system, even though the constitution allows. So, if you ask me, our ancestors were more civilized than those of us that are actually their descendants today. Wow. Because they communicated each other more. There was no settler indigenous dichotomy 100 years ago, 200 years ago. If that was the case, for instance, Oduduwa would not have left wherever he came from. Either from Benin, as some say, either from Mecca, as some say, from heaven, from somewhere in Ife or Mala, in Kogi, wherever he came from, and settled in Ife, became king, and became the progenitor of an ethnic group. He was definitely not an indigenous of Ife.
Exactly.
It did the same thing, for instance, for Bayajida, who was said to have come from the Middle East, and founded the 7 original Hausa states, and the not so original 7 Hausa states. History also shows us clearly that there was a southward movement for the old Kwara region, the Jukun Confederacy, through the Benue Valley, across the Niger, to northern part of where you have Azibo land today. And they moved freely across both Anambra State, and throughout the Anioma region. You have people from northern Nigeria that have seamlessly fused across the board. They are called the Igala people, for instance. It is also a fact that Arochukwu is the point of dispersal for the Efiks, the Ibibios, and the Aros across southeastern part of Nigeria. Evidence abound about our common ancestry. And that's why our languages are very similar. The only thing is we've not paid attention to our history enough to see the commonality in us enough for us to accept each other and understand that, look, when Azikiwe, who's from Onisha, a part of southeast Nigeria, a part of Igbo land that traces its ancestry to Benin, partly, and another part of its ancestry to Ida in Kogi State. While the other parts of Onisha also trace the ancestry to Arochukwu, that when he left Onisha, for instance, and was born in Zungeru by his parents, and then he moved to Lagos to play his politics, he was simply what Yorubas would call Omowale. Because Benin Empire is ancestrally linked to the Yoruba-speaking part of Nigeria. So if a son of Benin, if a Benin man who became acculturized as an Igbo man in Onisha and decided to come to Lagos to play his politics, he should have been regarded as a stranger, enough to cause hostility across the other half, which led to multiplicity of other problems. And this is the situation for all Nigerians. Anywhere you are found today in Nigeria, whether you are living in the north, living in the south, living in the east, you are supposed to be accommodated as a bona fide member of the family who simply have moved from one part of the family compound to the other. And that's why I was very amused when I see people laying exclusive claim to the territory of Lagos. And I say people don't even know the history of Lagos. Lagos represents the mosaic that is the cultural commonwealth of Nigeria long before 1914. In addition to the Aboriginal Aworis and the Egun people of Badagry, you had Yoruba-speaking communities that moved into the island to trade from the neighboring environment, or you can come from the Oyo Empire. But most importantly, it's also a historical fact that the Obaship of Lagos is a progeny of the Oba of Benin. You see the mix. It's also a fact that a prominent family such as the Osho, the type of family of Lagos, traced their origin to Bida, northern Nigeria. And that's why they are called Osho the Takpa. Takpa means Nupe in Yoruba parlance. Osho the Takpa. Osho the Takpa. Now, it was interesting to know that when the talk about the Muslim ticket was so rife, that President Bola Tinubu was going to run with a Muslim from Borno, I talked with her, I told people that if only you know the history of the Tinubu family of Lagos, you will agree with me that it's not only a Muslim ticket, it's a Borno ticket, and it's a Kanuri ticket. Because the patriarch of the Tinubu family is actually Malam Mamadou Bagara from the old Kanem Borno Empire, who migrated to Lagos, married Madam Tinubu Efunre, the famous trader, who didn't give birth to a child for him though, but was allowed to marry other women and sell children that now took on her name. So the biological bloodline of the Tinubu family have their distant ancestry from the old Borno Kanem Empire, where Shetima comes from today. So Shetima and Tinubu are actually brothers, children of the same parents. But this is the truth of all of us as Nigerians. So I've just made this illustration to understand that Nigeria has no business not being a socially cohesive country. If only we realize that we're indeed essentially one people. And until we have this realization, something has gone wrong with our democracy. And our democracy is not going wrong. It's not wrong because of imperfect elections alone. There is something responsible for imperfect elections. You see, in 1960, because those who call our founding fathers failed to acknowledge this oneness and this commonality, so they negotiated from the British a country called Nigeria that was rigidly carved along ethno-geographic fault lines. So our federated units, from the regions to the provinces, down to native authorities, were rigidly structured along ethno-geographic fault lines, which gave rise to a very debilitating phenomena in a democracy: identity politics of ethnicity and religion. If there's any democracy that is caused, it is that democracy that is principally driven by identity politics of religion and ethnicity. Because it's always a zero-sum game. It is a majoritarian kind of democracy. So if you have an ethnic group that is dominant in a place, it will always win an election, whether or not the contestant is qualified for the office or otherwise. And what happens is this: the reward system, and this is the most important thing about our democracy, the reward system for identity politics is usually corruption, simple and short. So when you hear, I voted for the president, I worked for him, and I was not given appointment, I was not given enough contract, I've not carried along, it means on the table where the national cake is being shared, somebody has been outsmarted or overlooked. So it's about sharing. Another international scholars, in studying Nigeria's democracy, came up with another concept in political science. It's called prebendalism. And what is prebendalism? A situation that is uniquely Nigerian, interestingly. This is almost uniquely entirely Nigerian. Prebendalism is a situation where appointive and elective political office holders have a full sense of entitlement over their sphere of government influence. So for instance, if I'm a minister today, I'm expected to use that as a reward given to me for supporting the president. And what am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to be there to carry out any national assignment. I'm supposed to use that ministry to service my own section of the country. So for instance, if there be an employment opportunity in my ministry, and I have 50 slots to be employed or to be filled, I'll make sure that my tribesmen get 45 of those slots. And if you complain to the president, he will not do anything, because he understands that he too, as president, has also allocated more resources to his own home state or his own home region. He knows quite clearly. So this one is like Peter's, the one that fell from the table that you two can also manage and go home and show. And when the next election comes, I have to go to the village and tell them, in the last 4 years, every year I've bought 45 slots out of 50 for you people. That is on the basis upon which I'm going to negotiate power again for the next dispensation. So it's like a revolving door of corruption. So what has happened is that Nigeria has become less productive over time, because we are now cuffed with crude oil. You don't have to work as a Nigerian politician. You don't have to pass good legislations. You don't have to make investment as a state government to make money every single month. Private operators drill our oil, pay us rent, and it is shared across board. So a governor needs not lift a finger to receive an alert of between 7 to 15 billion naira, as the case may be, every single month. He needs not do nothing. He doesn't need to go to the office any day of the month for this to happen. So the contestation for these resources, this revenue coming from our mono-resource economy, has become so fierce, that we now have to now deploy extraordinary means to outdo each other. That's why you see flawed election becoming a permanent feature in our democracy. That's why you see corruption being cultural in nature. Agency can only do the most they can do. It's cultural. It's like, it's our way of life. You were expected to do it. In fact, one of the most lucrative agencies in government today, people don't know, is the Federal Character Commission. Why? People are now rewarded with positions in Federal Character Commission on the basis of political patronage. So when they go there, what do? Simple. All that they are supposed to monitor to make sure that nepotism of any kind does not happen in government agencies. But because they have interest, they have people to service too. They have nepotistic needs too, as per our identity political culture. So the first thing you do as a government agency is, if you want to employ more people in your village, just sprinkle a few slots to members of that commission. Once they get their own slots, they look the other way and give you a waiver, and you go ahead and do what you want to do. So the entire system has become enmeshed in this level of cultural corruption that is dispensed through government, that is transacted through politics, such that it's now hampering the effectiveness of the state to deliver on its primary responsibility, which is security and welfare. That's why we're having multi-dimensional security challenges in Nigeria that is becoming intractable. That is why the Nigerian state cannot take care of basic welfare needs of the citizens: employment, food security, energy security, name it. And that's why Nigeria today is exhibiting, after 65 years of this level of misadventure, Nigeria is now experiencing symptoms of a state that is failing. Because when the state is unable to meet up its core responsibility, basic responsibility of enforcement of law and order, providing basic sustenance for citizens, such a state is exhibiting signs of failure. That is where we are. And to pull the brakes and prevent Nigeria from falling off the cliff, we need to rethink this fundamental problem. And to do this, the beauty of our democracy, the beauty of constitutionalism is such that it allows enough elbow room to maneuver and correct. It has a self-corrective mechanism. But the problem is, Nigerians have not even realized what the problem is. We think it is PDP between 1999 and 2015, so we throw Jonathan and PDP. Later, Buhari came, it was a messiah, but okay, Buhari was good, but the system was bad, so it's not the system. Today, we're also pointing out towards the President Tinubu. But I'm saying, yes, all of them are complicit in one way or the other, but they are simply products of a system. And for this system to be rejuvenated, we need to think outside of the box now on how to begin the gradual march towards nationhood, a nation of citizens, away from a country of tribesmen.
Pretty messed up, right?
Seriously.
Where is the lie? Some may argue with some of the things he said, but Omo, I see some value. I see some points in what he said. Anyway, so I want us to shift quickly to Precious. She's on live right now. She's interviewing someone who is, everybody has been saying, why has what's his name? Why has why did T-Pain not go for Unga? Right? Everybody has been asking that question. Make we go listen to her. I thought I was going to be able to pull it up from here, but nope. Let's see.
When it comes to travel,
This is the story of the Lifeline.
I want more hear the interview by ourselves.
And they see where he has
Statements, not very to attend that period, that expo.
See, guys, I need to start it from where.
Don't write petition to US, to UK against Alex Oti. Say, made them ban and made them give a visa ban. So opposition, I hope you guys are learning how to be positioned. I am telling you that as it's got to do with 54 billion naira renovation of schools, APC don't write petition against Alex Oti to US, to UK. Say, made them ban in visa. Wow, we'll talk about that one. And late President Muhammadu Buhari they listed among donors will receive Madam Remi Tinubu controversial 20.4 billion naira birthday fundraiser. Plus, including say people don't they protest about and say, what? We no agree, Madam, this kind of money, how manage? I don't know why it is their business. Where did one
Wait, hold on, guys. I want to hear. They send message to who? To ban who from visa? I want to hear it. Mona Noves.
It's not repeating itself today. Let me kindly confirm if I am, very audible.
Alex Oti, when they work for in people.
I just want to be sure that I avoid that yesterday's incident, right? Okay, welcome to the show. So very quickly, let's. I'll put you through to discuss with you. All right, very quick, very good. Yeah. So welcome to the show, and I'd like to tender my unreserved apology for the technical glitch we had yesterday. It was crazy. I was distraught. That's just the simplest and easiest way to explain how I feel. I'm so sorry. It doesn't happen often. All my team just be on top of the work, and yet will not feel resolve the situation. I just realized, say, my platform been day under attack. In fact, it don't day under attack recently. Some of my posts
you just did find out. Precious, are you just finding out?
That's why anything I do here, I make sure I bring evidence.
That's why I'm starting it from the beginning. I want us to hear. For me, I just hear them too.
But it's unfortunate that people who don't like the truth are also attacking what we're doing.
Precious, they will attack you.
But that's one of the prices you have to pay, by the way, to push for a better country. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for always staying by and standing by me. I appreciate it.
You really look good, Precious. I like the earrings.
Hot topics.
The hairstyle.
Yeah, very quickly. All right.
Great.
So yesterday we were supposed to discuss this, but we didn't have time. Why Joe Biden, Trump refused to see Tinubu, Binance, a U.S. citizen Gambaryan said, and he even revealed why Tinubu himself did not go to Onga, but he sent Shetima instead. We'll look at this conversation today. And then we'll look at how ADC and PDP have just been fighting themselves up and down. ADC tell Tinubu, say, don't worry yourself. You don't get as you do. Nigerians will give you 1 day above 29th of May 2027. 1 day after that, 1 day beyond that, you will get. And meanwhile, the APC too don't answer ADC. Say, this is one that they say that go do 1 term. Now lie, they laughable and no feedback. So just have two political parties fighting. Resumption. Senate to decide Natasha's fate October 7th. You know, so they don't push their resumption from their vacation or leave or whatever you call it till October 27th. So the Senate then they would discuss Natasha's fate or decide her fate. And then Aisha Yesufu don't advocate, say make Nigerians scoring government. Why if we say the federal government get to spend taxpayers' money to mediate between the problem between Akpabio Yahaya Bello and Natasha, when they be individual, where we say get the capacity to fight their battle. And why the courts never begin listening to the case we get to do with her sexual harassment which she put up. Rather than the one of cyberbullying and all that, now they don't be listening to. We will talk about that matter. We're not bothered. PDP reacts on Fubara's possible defection to APC. Don't interfere on your successor's administration. Obasa wants ex-Lagos local government chairman. 54 billion naira school renovation. APC chief, in fact, APC don't write petition to US, to UK against Alex Oti. Say make them ban and make them give a visa ban. So opposition, I hope you guys are learning how to be positioned. I am telling you that as it's got to do with 54 billion naira renovation of schools, APC don't write petition against Alex Oti to US, to UK. Say make them ban in visa.
Welcome, Holy Mary. Una dey hear wetin I dey hear.
Muhammadu Buhari dey listed among donors wey receive
APC write letter to embassy to ban Alex Oti for 50-something million school renovation. Meanwhile, opposition no dey do anything about the fact say T-Pain he don borrow everything for the country, nothing remain again. Now here we dey.
Madam Remi Tinubu controversial 20.4 billion naira birthday fundraiser. Plus, including say people don't protest about and say, what? We no agree, madam, this kind of money, how manage? I don't know why it is their business. Where did 1 trillion naira go to? Obi questions DBN's claim of MSME's disbursement as Nigerians see no result after 10 years.
Exactly.
We'll also look into that matter.
National Library donations, not political motivated. The First Lady don't respond. So look, I no bite me. I go that they do. You don't get to do with politics. Nigerian police summoned 49 meteorological agency workers over social media posts on newspaper corruption. Expose. This. And they talk. That is, them post something on newspaper corruption or waiting newspaper, expose talk, and then they don't summon them. Facts. As when they talk now, then they face their matter. So you dare not speak about a federal government agency, right? Okay. Imo police charge NBA ex-secretary with defamation, incitement over Facebook posts critical of Uzodinma's government. You criticize Uzodinma, we summon you, we deal with you, we deal with you. That's what that post says. And then Nnamdi Kanu writes DSS, 6 urgent medical attention as healthcare worsens in detention. Okay, yeah, that's about it. So let's begin with the conversation that we have. Joining me in the studio is Dr. Maduka. Dr. Maduka, thank you so much for obliging us, and I appreciate you for always standing by us. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, sir. Make sure that my people can hear you. Before my village people carry the wall and enter inside this matter again.
Thank you.
I know why you enter inside this matter this time again, because it be like they mean me well from our village. Welcome, sir. All right, let's begin with this. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's begin with charity begins at home, right? So I don't know if you remember the Binance executive, right? He has disclosed that former President Joe Biden of the United States in the US has refused to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or he refused last year. Remember there was that story, how that Joe Biden refused and all that to meet, and that, there was a body language. In fact, that period, that expose came out, People's Gazette carried it, say that because of that one, they make them say, according to People's Gazette then, Tinubu paid over $2 million to a US image maker, what it is, for image laundering, as it were. And that's Biden's snub was one of the reason. And some other people come, they talk, so some other stories carry and say, oh, the reason we make Biden or some world leaders no one associate with Tinubu, and because of the records where they in the associated to. So even as much as they go one hail more, but they no go one just join, but they associate with them closely. And so far, we never really see so many top world leaders apart from France, where we say get one-on-one communication. France and perhaps Germany will get that kind of strong affiliation with our president. And I don't know if it's actually a problem, because it's not really a problem. And I don't know why people are making this a problem, because this executive, this US guy, don't talk, say, in fact, he exposed the reason, say that because of some things, now he make Biden no agree see him. And I want to make Tinubu no agree go on, because if he go, say Trump said no go see him, Trump go ban him. According to his review. Now, Gambrian also disclosed that President Tinubu doesn't care about meeting, President Trump doesn't care about meeting Tinubu, hence the Nigerian president's refusal to attend UNGA himself. Now, make send Shetima. He explained that Biden refused to meet Tinubu during last year's UNGA because the Nigerian government was holding him hostage. Remember that upon his release that time, there was also an assertion that one of the reasons why made the release him because of, a settlement, some sort of deal between US and them, right? Okay, and Nigerian government. Now, he posted on his X handle, he said, he noted that the US government limited the number of visas for Nigerian delegates due to this issue. The issue of mistrust, or perhaps the way Nigerian government handled his case. Now, what's to make the US government limit the visas when they give Nigeria? Now, Gambrian, of course, was a Binance Holdings Limited official who was held in Nigeria for a long time. If I let me quote some things he said again. He said he was going to attend last year, but Joe Biden refused the meeting because they were holding me hostage. The U.S. Embassy in Nigeria also limited the number of visas for Nigerian delegation on the same grounds. That's why Shetima and the foreign minister were the only ones there last year, and they were embarrassed when the DOD refused to meet with them for the exact same reason, until I was released. Last year's UNGA was a complete disaster for them. This year, real Donald Trump, he tagged Donald Trump, couldn't care less about meeting his Tinubu's handle. Good on him. That's why he won't come. It's embarrassing for him to come to the US and not get a meeting with the United States President Donald Trump. Facts. That's so easy supposed to. Sir, this won't mean anything.
It means much, many things it means. But
Wow.
one thing I need to tell you is it is not only Tinubu that was embarrassed. It was the entire country.
The entire country.
The entire Nigeria.
Yeah. You see, Tinubu is our brand. Is our image. In fact, Tinubu is us. It's like Tinubu is the person we chose and say, this person resembles us, so he's going to lead us. Because you choose somebody who resembles you to lead you, somebody you trust. But, you know, US is not...
No, sir. No vex. Take back that statement. No vex. Repeat them in another way. Because
what I mean, okay.
Our leaders are a reflection of who we are. Oh dear. Oh, so sorry, network.
Now you go.
No, so this is one of the arguments. Anybody who's known me from my
some
days in
Nigerians, because that is who we voted for. That's the person we say he should come and lead us. So, in that Tinubu
oh dear, your network, sir.
It's representing us. It's representing us. Sorry, somebody is trying to call me, trying to knock it on. Somebody is not calling me. And you know, Nigeria, I want to call somebody, you knock up, but they cannot wait.
They will keep calling. It's unfortunate. Sorry about that.
So, okay, no problem. So, what I'm saying is that why I say Tinubu is our reflection is because this is an assumption that he is the person who voted for to lead us. And from the angle, the attribute is, tell me who is your leader, then I can tell you what your society is.
Exactly.
So it's not about only by even this one. I know because they all have the whole record of our president. They have it, and of course, you know, America is not like Nigeria, so they don't.
But it's the same people that have refused to release the records now.
No, they have never intervened in the judiciary. It is the judiciary that has the power to say, look, we need to release this thing. But even if they already know the character of the person, so they can assume that they don't want to see that kind of character. So it's all boils down to the same thing I'm telling you.
The average dog only lives to eat. That's 10 birthdays. 10 first summer swims.
Because if our president, a whole president of the largest black population kind of in a country, could be rejected or could not be seen in hunger seminar, then something is wrong. Remember recently that Trump invited some leaders from Africa.
Yes,
you know, Nigeria,
and of course, the greatest, the most populous black nation, supposed number one country of Africa, no, they represented.
Yeah, in terms of marketability, in terms of population, in terms of even economic buoyancy and whatever. So if we are neglected in that forum, you mean that then there's something wrong. It's not that we Nigerians are, I don't know what to say we are. We should know that next time, if we're going to vote somebody, we should vote somebody who will reflect the true image of that will be globally recognized. You know, if the president has not been to US, and it's all about him not giving.
No, he was there earlier. Does it matter? He's been there before.
Did he meet the president? Like Jamboree, they have been going to France. Yeah, it's very important. The president cannot just leave. Yeah, very critical. Very, very critical. You cannot just go to a country, especially if you're a president. You cannot go to a country without seeing the president, because it's not about the economic, issue that will take you to any country. What are you going to do to another country if you don't have some kind of plan for your country? So visiting another country is all about your plan for that country. So if you can imagine what happened recently when he's in, I think, UK, and France,
oh dear,
President Macron. So it's all about strong global power. You're visiting that kind of president gives you some kind of leverage in terms of trust, in terms of people recognizing you, in terms of confidence, even in your economy. So, and then you now talk about investment. Since Trump entered, has not invested anything in this country. Just Japan, I know how much he invested in Japan. In Saudi Arabia, he has invested over 500 billion. So why shouldn't have President visit Trump? It is a very big disaster for all of us. So I don't see it from the angle of Tinubu alone. I'm seeing it from the angle of all of us being shortchanged because of one man. Because
so
we got...
Okay, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask, so what do you think? Do you think that what this man, I mean, the man is alleging that it's because of his case, while other people are alleging that perhaps it's because of, the so-called record that we're not even sure if there's anything bad in it and all that. So why do you think that this is the way it is, really? Because all of the things we don't hear and gossip, none of them be true. Or none of them don't they proven as truth.
Like I told you, before any president, especially in the US, before they will visit you or invite you or whatever, they must have looked at your record. Record is very important. Your past is very important.
Yeah.
It showcases who you are. And don't be surprised that you don't know if he allowed Tinubu to come, it could have a very big financial or economic impact on the US. Because in the US, he's talking about democracy. They're talking about democracy that is nascent. That this process can be assumed to be at least 60% or 70% okay. But if you look at the 2023 election, you can see when the president opened mouth and said, snatch it, wrong with it, and all those and that. Those words are very powerful words coming from a president. It doesn't depict the democracy. And if you watch what is happening now, the emergency rule in River State, you will discover that it is not democracy. I've not seen where American president will just impose a military person on an state. So these are the things they are looking at. They are not just looking at it from the angle of the past record. They are looking at from the attribute, from the trajectory of what the president is doing right now. You can imagine what the other parties are saying, that Tinubu is trying to infiltrate into other parties so that to make Nigeria one-party system. It is anti-democracy. So these are the things they are looking at. To say, is this person that is coming, is he really a Democrat? And if they look at every area and they see where he has a problem and flaws, definitely they will not invite him. Because a Democrat should be able to exhibit democratic principles, values, standards. That is not seen here. You can see that even during the emergency rule, the way it was done, it didn't follow the due process. So America is not like us. They must look at every angle to ensure that this person that is coming must have the best of attributes in terms of democracy. So they can, and of course, they are not emotional. And of course, that they don't just invite you for inviting you. If America invites you or the president talks to you, there's something you want to do or you want to extract from you. And if there's nothing to extract from you that is really pro-people, there's no need of bringing you. If what they see that your policies are anti-people, they don't invite you. If they see that your policy is not really what's supposed to be democratic in terms of principle and the lay down processes, they won't invite you. Because they need to invite somebody that people will not even accuse them of pampering people that are supposed to be anti-democrats. So I think there's a lot of things that is beyond the record or his past records. It's about what he's doing right now. What is Tinubu doing right now? That is the issue.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Because, there is a lot about this. So could it be, I have a lot of questions to ask. It go make any sense saying that because of this kind of thing, then the talk say our president get somebody to use laundering image to make her look good before the international community and world leaders. Does that even make any sense?
See, let me tell you, Professor, since this president came on board, if you watch, sometimes I wrote something, recently, I think a year ago, where I said whether we have a Photoshop president, who want to use every opportunity is with any leader, he takes picture and flash it, trying to gain respect, try to legalize whatever that is in. So and respect is earned, is not enforced.
Exactly.
So you don't get respect by trying to launder your image. You can only launder your image where the society cannot probe as to your past and who you are. So it's not possible right now to kind of launder your image when the records are there, what you're doing is there. So what the president was doing then when he entered was to, whenever he's in an international conference, you see him taking pictures with all the leaders. And that becomes what he wants to use to legitimize his enthronement. But it's beyond that. So if you want, let him launder whatever, spend a lot of money. I know he's equally spending, because even in the local scene, you see that some leaders some leader goes to him and what you see is the picture of him and the person shaking hands, and that becomes a national news. So there's nothing that gives us confidence about the president in terms of international recognition. You can't enforce it. You can't launder it. It is something that will be earned. You don't need to look at this young man, the Burkina Faso.
Yes, Traore.
Yeah, so nobody, if he wants to go to America, in fact, the Trump will even send a plane to go and pick him up. He earned it. If you want to
pick waiting, person will be said they won't come out by all means. Now they won't pick. They say they practice.
I'm telling you in terms of international diplomacy.
Okay,
international, even if you want to take somebody out, but when such a person now said, "I want to visit you," it is something that you see jubilant. I'm telling you, if this guy said today, I want America, I want to go America, I'm telling you that America will erupt. The whole president, everybody will welcome him, because he has shown resilience. He has shown that he is a leader who has the interests of his people at heart, and he's doing it. It's not that talk. He's doing it according to what he's doing in his country. So it is very, very clear. Despite that the man is a military person, he's not even a Democrat. So you see the factor I'm bringing in now. So it's not about who or whatever, but what you do, how you bring yourself, how confident you are, and how people perceive you as a person. If people perceive you as a rogue,
I'm quite I don't know the way this guy they praise these people. I'm sorry, now yeah I do. I know it they happen. I know so most of us know it they happen. The picture when this man they paint of this side, I want to use the pidgin English they talk am. It's not roses. Okay, we know what's going on. Not be say them perfect like that. Not be them they in charge of am. Not be them they instruct the man on waiting to do. Why they not releasing files? Why they don't know as e bad? Because the man don't sell the. Let me tell you, Tinubu is maintaining his lifestyle with all of our resources. He's selling our resources to maintain his lifestyle. In case you guys don't know, the video that I showed earlier where the lady came out and was saying that T-Pain has he has sold all the resources. That's what he's using to leverage. That's what he's using to make sure that they do not release his files. It is your resources. They will tell us, okay, you don't want us to release it, what can you give us? They are more about their interests. It's not, they don't care about you. And not be say they're perfect because their hand they be this man not be their product. The man when they there now for Nigeria, now their product now their person. So they know wetin that they do. It no matter which side, they know wetin, all of them know wetin that they do. So I go let the man continue to dey talk, but I beg, I no agree with him on some
as
of
a
this
thief,
praise when they
as a
praise.
forger, as a druggie, as whatever, definitely you will not have such
Yeah, you're
friends
probably right, guy Walile.
that
You're
would
probably
like
right
you.
about that. Maybe na fear make am. Yeah. Exactly. Omo Sowore dey drag. Oh my God. He dey drag with a blockers. Hey, I love it. Bully is being bullied. Eh? Yeah, he's dancing around. T-Pain is selling mineral resources. I'm telling you, he's selling it. He sold everything. He's selling everything to maintain his lifestyle. That is why Nigerians need to rise. This man is just there. He's selling it. They are not giving him money anymore. That's why he's going to tax you. If you not pay, turn am to agbero style. Now he won't bring come 2026. Because Nigerians know they talk. Anyway, let's continue to listen to this man.
Mingle with you. Because one, it is not something that is obscure. It is known. Nobody will say you no go know. Because during the trial, everything about this man came out. Despite when he want to, and he used his mouth to say it, that if they expose who he is, that is finished.
Maybe just they talk am now. Everybody get past now. People no get past. It ain't wrong for them to get past.
No, I get past. When you, as the president, is coming to tell the whole world, if they bring a mat and finish, that means there's something that is so deadly that you don't want people to see. And that was why they stopped, giving us the public, overview of what the records are. But for you guys, every record is bare. It's very, very bare. You can rule, but the issue that everything about you will be spread. Trump has his own problem, and even before the election, the issue, a lot of things. So that is America for you. So there's nothing about Trump that person cannot tell you from childhood up to now. But about our president, let's take it from his birthplace, his birth background. Nobody can tell you 100% this is where he comes from. 100% nobody can tell you this is
no vex. I would like me to take this in one by one very quickly before we move to other issues because we get a lot of things. Waiting be the implication say they don't know anything about our president background. Does it really matter? Does it matter? He's a human being. He's a Nigerian. Does it matter? He's from Lagos State. We know who his mother is. Does it matter? Must they know where he comes, where he's from come? Must his background be known? Is it a problem?
It is. I'm telling you that, look, your country, yes, your president is you.
Then why INEC approve and making contest if not problem? Why INEC approve and making contest if not problem be that? Because now INEC.
But people challenge it.
Not be them.
But people challenge it. You know what happened?
So what did INEC do? The election umpire not do anything.
That is better for the fact that you, as a country, didn't do anything to ensure that justice is done. Doesn't mean that other country will not take cognizance of that error. So your error doesn't mean that if I know you're a thief and you are my friend, I cannot invite you where I'm going for a meeting where I'm going to discuss something about my empowerment or whatever, because I know your attribute. So if in your house, everybody is covering you, it's okay. And don't forget that most countries, during his inauguration, most countries didn't come. Why do you think they didn't come? It is the foundation.
And
everybody knew, but Nigerians, but there are some like Nigeria. The day you get the best, look at Yaradua when Yaradua. I'm telling you, this country was filled with a lot of leaders. Nobody tells you. So we can deceive ourselves. We can just believe, but the issue is that the world has become a village. So there's nothing you can do even in your kitchen that people cannot see. I'm in the village, I'm talking to you. So there's nothing. The issue about us, we pretend a lot. And mostly we are docile. We feel who. And for some of us who are even talking to change the narrative, you know, some of your friends will tell you, not only you know, go leave this matter for them. But some of you will discourage you. So this is why we don't have activists again. Most of them, look at Shore that is trying and doing all this, you know, most are attacks. So the issue is that for the fact that your home is dirty, doesn't mean that another person will tell you, come and dirty my house. They leave you with your dirty house. They say, no, this is the boundary. And that is what happened. So you can launder whatever you want to launder. You can do any debug. The background is very important now. It's very important. Go now, Google President Tinubu background. You will see what AI will give you. You will see what Google will give you. It's not cohesive. But if you Google my name, you Google my name, you will see the sequence. You see everything, where I come from, everything. That's how it's supposed to be. But when your present living background is disputed, his birthday is disputed, the election that gave him this enthronement is disputed. So you don't expect another country to call
So,
you.
sir, do you think that that's the reason?
So
because since the beginning of this administration, so many countries don't they tighten their visa measures for Nigeria. Even though some people say that global trade not be about Nigeria alone. But do you think say this thing get anything to do with the fact say countries just they tighten their entrance into their country, in any way, especially for Nigerians?
I will just answer you with this simple analogy.
Okay, sir.
Your father is a thief.
He don't die, but he don't thief.
He had children. I just analogy. And he had children. You get what I mean? And you want to invite, they want to come to your house. The first person you look at is the father. And don't forget those days, before you got married or whatever, the first thing they do, go check the background of the parent. When they hear that your parent one time they've stolen yam, sometimes they do poison, sometimes, even sometimes they say that they cannot trace your background. Nobody comes to marry there. So that's a simple analogy. Nobody comes to marry. So
like the Igbos do that they go and enjoy, say, Abi. So when they go and enjoy, say,
that's it. So your father is seen as somebody who has different types of characters. Let me put it, not one. And he had children. What do you think that the children will exhibit? They say the cow look at the mother's mouth before it starts chewing grass. So the way.
Don't raise your voice to prove your rights. Focus your mind with every word of irrefutable fact you can find. Because conviction is the calm that comes when you know that you really do know.
Now to area. Welcome, my sister. How you dey? Long time. Welcome.
Of the president, of their president. So if this is the view, then there's no way anybody can open their arms and invite you. Mind you, let me give you this as a story guard. And mark today that the day Nigeria get the best of leaders, I'm telling you, this visa issue will be relaxed because it's about country. You do me, I do you. But when you don't have the confidence, because there's something about you that if you make noise, it will flash. So you become the person who is receiving every dustbin.
So if it is this bad, why if they said the oppositions they need to use this kind of thing, in fact say Nigeria image on this somehow, why they need to use them as a point where they won't use perhaps do election? Two, why Nigerians don't look and say no, it is important for us to come together in unity to vote somebody where they say an image they get that kind of image we want to market to the world. Why we never see them as important enough for us to take them to that level? Because Nigerians, they act like they don't care. We're still fighting ourselves.
Exactly.
No. Let me tell you, Nigerians have never cared as they did in 2023. I'm telling you the truth. Nigerians were out. A lot of Nigerians were out to ensure that they have the best of a leader. But you know what happened? In fact, it was
they broke their spirit.
A few days ago, I saw in a one platform.
I'm telling you, hey, Natu, you not there yesterday. Stroke this morning. Oh, hey, party back to back now. I see their father. Their father, Natasha, is showing us the way to do it.
They forgot to change.
I'll be all this lily livered. Sorry, make I not interject now. I'll be all this lily livered. All these people when they impose. People were comparing Natasha to Fubara. I said, now forget say Fubara na weekend I put am for there with in hand. You just say weekend no say na mumu na you want put for there. Now in stock Fubara. When you come in through the back door, guess what? People want to put you to the back door, go remove you when they need to. What happened? He was removed like a I don't want to use the word. May not be say, but he was removed, man, like a kid, like a houseboy. Say as they decapitate the man. If to say na me be Fubara, you go resign. Is it by force to be governor? You don't already be governor for like what, 6 months or so, maybe less. Okay? You refuse to cower. Even if you came in through the back door, you say, no, I am not going to take this BS. I'm a man of myself. No. You now so you cower like this thing. See as they take they toss am up and down like mumu. You can't be like weak person now for people eye. For what? Until say you want to be governor. Hell to the no. You resign. God damn it. You not even fight. You not even make attempt to fight. This is why it's important for you when you have when the people support you, they will fight for you. Example, Natasha. If to say not be Peter Obi, not be say everybody cool down. Everybody the head done the hot 2023 now. Meanwhile, they far, they vex as they read the numbers. Everybody body done the hot. Now Peter Obi now come people. Now you know people were ready to come out. I'm sure now Peter Obi himself can see 2027 now war. Nothing when you want to tell anybody. Because the man that is there is ready to do everything. He's ready. Why do you think he's going to Europe every time? Going to his father in France to go and meet his father. Why do you think he is going to plot? They are going to think tank. Think how they want to steal the election 2027. One are they there they play. The man don't sell na resources finish. Now their resources, now they leverage, now they do contracts to maintain a lifestyle. Una resources. Meanwhile, while you guys are busy fighting, doing tribalism, it's not my brother. Natu is not my sister. Guy is not my brother. Micah is not my brother. Kene is not my brother. We are not from the same place. Guess what? They laugh una. They use the money when they collect, they thief from una hand, they kidnap una, they buy una, they do terror. But where you people are busy, una they busy amongst yourself, fighting like rats, going after cheese. That's what is going on. That's what is happening. The man is selling your resources. You wanna bet? 2027 make another person enter. Una go here, una ear go almost fall. Wetin this man don't do. Una they see this man BG come out the other day. All of a sudden he cares about the children in the north. And I'm wondering where are the northern leaders? They are so compromised. This man from outside they can't tell now the life they all of a sudden they care about. You know how many? You know for where he come from. You know how many they disappear every day. You know how many people they buy during childbirth every day for where he come from. No, meanwhile they una not. If they tell una say una children no they live till 5. I don't see any notter now when it come out. Say lie who you be. Meanwhile una sell and give the man they take all una resources. I even hear say France even get mining this thing for north. I mean, come on now. When are the people going to rise up against the leaders that are making them look like punks? When? I'm not here to push anybody to do anything. I'm not here. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You understand? So, Mona continue to love una leaders. Why they unalive una? Mona they love them. Mona they support them. Now here we are the storytellers. We will come here, make noise, learn, try to educate the people, chat, so that hopefully to enter people's ear and people will, that's what we will do. You understand? Hey, oh, you dey do trading, you dey do trading, I make you, okay, yeah, well done, my sister. How come this bobo talk about analogy and madam? I'm telling you, you know, say, not to an analogist, if there's any word like that, analogist. Remember I said not to get parable full ground. I should say she get book of parables. I'm telling you, it was removed like GMO seed. I'm telling you, that accidentally fell on farmland. Fubara I'm telling you, read GMO like weed. You know when weed they grow amongst your crop, you pluck am with annoyance from the root. Now wetin they do to am? You see they waka. My God, how does it feel like being a man? Lie. Even me when I be woman, it touch me. I for not gree lie. Why am I even saying to say I be woman? As a human being, no, you go. Imagine if Rivers State had a woman like Natasha. Hey, if I don't be. Are you kidding me? See Ole Kogi, senatorial district. Now this woman they manage. Look at the noise she made. She go there with her full chest. Nothing where they fit do. Ha! No, I beg we need more Natashas. Oh. Yeah, fight with her full chest. I'm telling you, spineless. They made him look like a wuss. He's almost. He seemed like someone that was how they say they do that thing. How they say they neuter. Not be neuter. They neuter dogs. They neuter them. Turn her to punk. God forbid. I'd rather resign with my head up high. I will say instead of me to go all out and bring problem to my people, I will leave the office. Not be by force. He would have been respected to you forever. No, you allowed yourself to be brought down like a bee that you are. He pay me, sir. He pay me. Sorry, oh, Rivers people, sorry. All the while, all the asawana, where on a day? We are not supposed to rise. This madness when they go on. And if Nigeria was really, if we really claim that we're united, what happened in Rivers State? We should not have allowed it as a people. We should not have. But here we are. When they don't successfully divide on according to boundaries, this is your state, that is your state. No love amongst each other. This is what you get. Imagine if everybody came together, like what's going on in one state affects another person. Do you think they would have dared what they did in Rivers State? In the history of Nigeria, a sitting civilian president acted like a military, brought somebody that is not even from the state. Let's say it as it is, since the borders have been created. To come and sit. Now, let me tell you what T-Pain has done. It will ricochet in future. If it not be tomorrow, it will watch. You want to watch? It might not even be too long. You keep doing things you think it will not come back and bite you. Now here we dey. But Omo, Fubara fuck up big time. Big fuck up. Has been ashamed and injured. I'm telling you, Enatu, I'm telling you, who be. I mean, it doesn't make sense. If we see ourselves as people, brothers and sisters, say, this is the happen to my brother for here. Everybody gather, run, shout, make noise. This is why they were able to do what they did to Nnamdi Kanu. This is exactly why. Because tell me why that man is still locked up. Tell me why. Why is he still locked up? Where you literally have bandits with all manner of weapons, giving life accounts, negotiating, and all of us as Nigerians will look on. No, I'm sorry, a lot of work on our minds needs to be done. Some of the day church and mosque they pray for me. And you know saying that tomorrow, yesterday the world supposed to end. Not true. This thing rapture supposed to take place yesterday. I see all of you. You people did not rapture. Holy Mary, you still there here? You never rapture, Michael. They skewer. They skewer like shawarma chicken. Oh my God. Let me continue in this video. More will finish her.
So
Then we
before
continue.
change it in words. They couldn't. So so the whole thing, and we know what judiciary did. Even the least lay person understand what happened. We know what happened in Abuja saga, what the FCT legal issue. The ant. That has been, yeah, the ant. And for me, who is not even an English person, let me put it that way, understand that one ant is a conjunction. That it cannot be the same. It's this and this. That's two. That's why you say plural. But you see what judicial did. Even in Lagos, which you are going to talk later, that is saying that Tinubu is not going to be one-time, leader. I just laughed because in Lagos he was beaten blue and black. Where are those APC people who said it's not one time?
Well, they talk said they don't take they said they don't take precautionary measures to make sure say what thing happen for 2023.
There's no precautionary measure. There's no precautionary measure than trying to do the same thing they did 2023. Because let us have a free and fair election. I'm telling you, it will be a revolution. Because even in his own house, in his own place, Ikoyi or Lekki, he was voted out. It was 78-6. Yeah, but 78-6. I know they forget that number. So what are you talking? Nigerians understand. It's just that what Nigerians, the only problem with Nigeria is that nobody wants to die.
But they want to go to heaven.
That's just the issue. And the issue is that there's still this issue about tribalism, religiosity, still killing us. That when you want to do that, this one not be your own case, na Igbo case, this one na Yoruba man, this one na Hausa, this one Flash.
Yeah.
So we have not been, together to say we must fight this fight irrespective of our tribes, just like what we see in Nepal. And if we continue like this, may not. But the issue is that Nigerians are reawakening.
So now, to even get this worse, to make this worse, US just recently say they no go give visa again to any politician, but directly now to any politician where they corrupt. A lot of people they talk say it don't make any difference. Why does talk say, but why the US themselves they accept proceeds of corruption from the same corrupt politicians than when they come invest into their country? Because our politicians may come in to their country, use plenty money where their citizens when they use buy properties, but they need to ask them how they get all this money and all that. So this thing where US don't they won't talk now. So sir, I don't know whether you notice that. US don't they revoke people visas recently. They go give you visa finish. Then go come back, go revoke up, So you think, say, what's in all of this mean? And what's in it go, mean for us in the build-up of this 2027 election? Remember, we get an election where they come. Where campaign don't already start when it's not supposed to start.
Yeah, I think it's a wake-up call for me. It should be, instead of looking at it from the angle of bad side, we should look at it from the angle of a good thing happen. If we really want to change our mind, yes. Because if somebody say, don't come to my house, it means to tell you, look, stay in your house and develop your house. Make it be like my own. And they say necessity is the mother of what?
All invention.
So when you are pushed to the wall, you are bound to think how to get out of that situation.
Hey Sacramento, Vosgin here, CEO of Cobex Roofing.
These corrupt people will be we have porous ideas, because if they stop taking the money to America, they can go to Caribbean.
Exactly.
They can go to other countries and still buy properties. That is the problem. So giving them banning them from America wouldn't do anything. The only thing I wish America can do for us is that those corrupt leaders they've banned or whatever, if they can do further investigation to know how they acquire most of their properties, if they can go further to confiscate those properties, sell the properties and bring back the proceeds to the national coffer, I will be glad with America.
Which
I will be happy, and I know
that
America is equally fighting corruption for. And of course, it will help for other people who want to invest in there. But if it's just because of visa, it doesn't matter. Because if you ban me from visa and I have a property in Florida, I rented it out, I have a US account. So the proceeds you can see it coming. So what if I get the proceed, I go to another country and enjoy my stay. So the issue is that America should just not stop only the visa ban. They should go further to investigate all these properties, like the one we are talking about, Nike. Those properties should be investigated. And if we found culpable, then those properties should be, let them sell it and repatriate the proceeds. I will now know, yes, America is in the vanguard of fighting. But if you say, let me tell you one thing, there's a saying that said, there's nobody where they go put honey for mouth, where you go legal. So when you are bringing money, however you bring it, well, it is your money. If your people cannot talk, if your citizen cannot talk, if your courts cannot talk, institutions cannot talk, EFCC, all of them cannot talk, then who are me? Make I not take the money. I go take the money because I'm going to develop my country. So it's about economic, factor. You're bringing your money. I'm developing my country. Bawahala. Congratulations. So that is just what I want to say. But for me, banning that visa to me doesn't mean anything. They should go further to do further inquest and get the proceeds of those corrupt properties back to Nigeria.
All right.
Then I'll be happy.
All right. Okay. So a civil society organization, perhaps to get the president to clear all of this thing, don't they ask the president now, make it suspend Omoye Sowike? In fact, make it not just suspend them, make it suspend them and also make sure, say, he probe this Florida issue. Do you see the president obliging and doing that?
I don't think so. There's something about Wike and the president, which me and you know go fit talk. There's something deep. I tell people there's something deep. Because Wike would have been fired when we had that
the land issue. The land issue.
Yeah. And very big land that is beyond normal.
Wike knows
that was
when
the president just died. I told somebody, look,
he ain't gonna say nothing. They're not born away.
And Tinubu. There's only two of them now. And I think, there's this. So, and there's that thing is that if the president tried to do that, I'm telling you, there could be a lot of a lot of.
You
problems.
mean Wike may sing?
Because
he go sing.
Yes. So, Wike talks. So he will spill the beans, and of course it will scatter the country. Don't forget that the presidency, why he got this presidency is because of Rivers State.
Yep.
That's Rivers State. So if Wike, they say Wike, you are sacked, and he goes back to bring the original result. You know what that means?
No, sir. So you mean say Wike, the former governor of Rivers State and the FCC minister, may likely have something on the president.
Of course.
Do everything they do. And the president, that's the challenge to the president. That's like challenging the powers of the president. Now, what's make the president not the problem people to order?
Who? How? You see, if you watch, there are some people that president will not touch. You see Wike, you see Akpabio, you see Abbas, you see the chief of staff.
You will not touch them. They're not born away.
Nothing that the president will touch. Because these people have been indicted in one way or the other.
Yep.
And the president just keep mute. So if you're thinking, like I talked about, look, Wike will serve this period for 4 years with this man. And nothing, there's something that is deeper than me and you won't say. Because otherwise, some people will not do what Wike had done and they will be fired. It is making noise. You look at even the building of the national conference.
The 39 billion.
Yeah, billion. So, what on earth? To build new one.
Is it even a good thing for the president to continue to associate with somebody where he say a lot of people don't complain about before?
You see, that's why when you're talking about America saying they won't come, they are reading these things, they understand if a president, they're looking at you as a president, you are not doing anything on this corrupt. So why should we associate with you?
Exactly.
That is the issue.
Absolutely, guy, you're right.
When they are seeing all this, and don't forget they have their embassy here. They are sending them report.
Yep.
So they know. A president should stand and do something. Of course, you know, I don't know what I will say because the president don't seem to understand the gravity of what we and some of his ministers are doing in terms of corruption index. And probably because I don't know what exactly is happening. Because by now, I thought by now, the president must have dropped not less than 10 ministers that have been accused of one thing or the other. But they are there. So what are you talking about? If you look at the whole trajectory, you discover that this country, I don't even know how I would say about it, that there are cabals, let me put it that way, that takes the whole bunch and say, this is who we are. And they can do anything and get scot-free. And that is the problem we're having. So they know themselves. And that is why whenever you accuse them of one thing, you come back, they are doing another thing. When Wike went to River State with what kind of vehicle is that? There's one vehicle he went to, and they were asking him, how did you buy this vehicle? Is it what's the name of the vehicle? And he said his father is a rich man.
Rolls-Royce.
Yes, you know how much that thing is. They've accused him, they've shown the Wike's hotel. Then you ask, is it not this politics? Has he any industry? Like Dangote, like Tedola, like people you can look at their business and say, if whatever they have, they end it. So all these things are in the purview, they are public. And if your president is not doing anything to curb corruption, is not doing anything to ensure that electoral process is well, maintained, is not doing anything to ensure that he himself remove himself from all the evidence of character defaults, who will invite you? So that is the problem we're having. So we won't do anything because there's something that's deeper between Wike and the president.
All right.
And only one day, history will let us know.
All right. So this particular civil society organization, human rights also, the Edo Civil Society Coalition for Human Rights, that be their name. Now then don't call, say make President Tinubu as a matter of urgency to protecting integrity. If he knows, say, the power where people mean they use and well, that he needs to not just suspend Wike, but also to investigate all the allegations we don't head, from the Abuja land issue to this Florida issue.
He ain't gonna do jack.
We state firmly and without equivocation that President Tinubu must immediately and publicly disassociate himself from Wike and order full investigation to ascertain the verisimilitude, according to them, and veracity of the allegation of corruption leveled against him. As failure to do so would amount to monumental betrayal of public trust and the desecration of the government's professed anti-corruption posture. And so according to the group, they say President Tinubu's continued political intercourse with Wike sends a dangerous signal that corruption is not condemned and poo-pooed, but rather rewarded with proximity to power. So they don't challenge the president. Now, president, they try to make sure, say, I mean, as a president who's looking forward to being re-elected in 2027, what's the ideal thing the president is supposed to do in this conversation? And perhaps not just to disregard people, after they complain, they go keep quiet and life continues as usual, as if it doesn't matter. Well, let me not overflow this matter. Let's move on to other issues, except you want to say something.
Yeah, you talk about integrity. Yes. You know, integrity is like who you are. We don't talk about flaws in characters. We talked about, corruption in the face of the president. We talk about a lot of things, insecurity, the things that are happening, and the president is seeing them. So, and he's not doing anything. So there's nothing like integrity. Integrity comes when the person has a remorse and be able to say, oh, look, I've sinned, I'm going back to the best of practice. It's not done anywhere. Look at it. Let me tell you, when the issue about the yacht, the purchase of yacht was, escalated in the public view, I was thinking that the president will reject it. He didn't. When the jet, he wanted to buy another jet, the public shouted. He took it. So how do you think that this man is in avert to your public outcry? You can talk and talk and talk. He has his own mind. He has made up his mind to do whatever he wants. But the only thing that I like about few of these activists who are coming is that it will help the international world to know what is happening. It's not for the presidency to do anything. It is for us to now start telling the international world this is what is happening. And probably the pressure will come from those areas to tell him, look, it's time for you to shift ground and do the needful. But if for us, as citizens, we are talking to president, forget it. I don't think he's a listening one. He made up his mind on what to do, and he does that. And whoever that don't like it can go to hell.
All right.
So this is
okay. Let's quickly move on to other issues before I get to the wahala between ADC and APC and the gbas they give each other. Maybe we'll talk about Natasha Potido and suspension. Yesterday, we see the drama we happened. They eventually reopened her office for the first time in a long time. We see the Senate. I mean, we don't see them suspend Abdul Ningi. We don't see them suspend Ndume. We don't see them suspend a couple of people. But never have we seen them make an official unveiling or unsealing of those offices after suspension. So we saw them unseal publicly her office after the suspension. And then we also saw the little drama that happened when Ibi said they eventually tear gas some of her supporters, her constituents, them when they follow her come. Make her pick your mind on everything will happen. As even the Senate now don't come and come talk, say, now when they resume plenary on the 7th, say they extend their, that same yesterday, now they extend their vacation. They're supposed to resume, they extend their vacation. So now that time, now they extend. So they say now when they resume on the 7th of October, now they go visit her matter. We can let you jump in on that. Because we're yet to decide whether she's actually going to resume fully or not. This one is just her office opened up. Go ahead, sir.
What's to really appreciate that woman.
Honestly.
In fact, I appreciate her heart. I appreciate her resilience. I appreciate her heart. Let me put it, lion heart. She really endowed me to understand that as a woman who are more of men. Yeah, so, even like you talk about Ningi, all of them that they were
suspended.
They just went home and that's just it. But this woman made the move. He made the wave. Globally, everybody knew. And despite everything, the manipulation, the recall issue, she came top. And I want to say she's an Amazon. She's one of the women that I'm respecting right now because she fought the fight and she's going to win. And all of us are looking up to her, not even now, for the future. She really endowed me as a person who we can trust. Even if you go to his senatorial constituency, you see what that woman is doing. Wonderfully, like others, buying wheelbarrow for their own. But this woman is empowering his people, everywhere in education and what. So that is what we need, and that's the kind of woman I so much love to have. I don't care if a woman becomes a president tomorrow, and I may see this woman aspiring for it because she really
she has what it takes, man. I go hawk her like gala. I can't wait for her to come out as governor, first of all.
Now, coming to your question, Tunde Bakare made a comment and he said the 10th assembly was the worst unserious bundle of human beings. You see, everything, like I told you, must be exhibited as if it's a fun fair. You are just somebody is coming back. You're making it as if you are in a theater to showcase the world that we have done this person, good. There's nothing. Other ones, nobody did that kind of unsealing ceremony. What are you celebrating? You're celebrating an injustice. Or you're celebrating what? So I see that as part of what I'm talking about this government, trying to make a showcase on something that is abnormal, making a showcase or something that we remove people's mind from the core subject matter into a triviality of nothingness. So the unveiling to me doesn't matter. The woman has resumed, she has resumed, and I wished when they resumed by that 7th of October, they should have called her a right, her full right, and treat her as a distinguished senator. And that most of us
so not forget, they expect her to apologize. And she
apology, my food.
Said there is nothing.
What is she apologizing?
Exactly. What is she apologizing for?
According to them, say she failed their rules. And
See, let me tell you, except they are just looking for something else. The non-apologetic instance was why she was banned the 6 months.
Exactly.
So she has served the sanction
for not apologizing. So she still doesn't need to apologize.
So yeah, no, it's like a person who has been tried in a court and he released. You say no, he has to be tried on the same offense. It's not done. So the offense that gave rise to her punishment was because she didn't. But if she had apologized, maybe they wouldn't have given her the hammer. Because even the Senate president, there was a time she did the same thing, but the only thing that she apologized, and that was why I think during Saraki period.
Yes.
And that was why he was forgiven. He was forgiven. So the only problem that Natasha did was that she refused to apologize. So her refusal not to apologize was why they hammer her 6 months. So she served her sentence. Let me put it that way. So any other thing now is what I call is trying to just is witch hunting. Any other thing is witch hunting. And I pray that they don't go that far. They don't go that route again. But if they go that route again, then I think we know there's more to her sanction than just the apology. I think that's what I would just say, because she deserves to come back. She has served her sentence, and in law, when you serve your sentence, you have your full authority, to belong to where you're.
Okay, so let's.
Okay, we're gonna stop it here for now. Okay, guys, I might come back. I'm gonna come out later on, so that way we can talk extensively about this. I'm gonna schedule it ahead of time, and then we're gonna come out. And if you want to participate in the conversation, you can come on board, because a lot of interesting things have happened in Nigeria lately. In the midst of this madness, I'm very thrilled about what Senator Natasha has been able to achieve. So anyway, guys, this is where we draw the curtain for today. I want to thank everyone that was able to join me this morning. Michael, Guy and Walele, long time. It was good to see you. Kene just come like the farmer that he is. He don't run, don't go plant in seed. Say no, actually don't go do things for alakija. You understand? Say na alakija. We no go talk and reach ground. Lands, guy says lands fraudulently acquired in Abuja won't be returned. Wike knows it. Where is exactly? Holy Mary says that one a story, because him and Bala Blue I need together. They think say now all Nigerians. I'm telling you, Wike Fubara knows Wike's assets in Rivers State, and it was done. But he's scared to expose him, and Spineless Fubara himself as accountant general benefited a lot as well. Exactly. So that is why, right? So this is why when when you have the support of the people, they will go all out for you. We can see it clearly. That is Senator Natasha has proven it. It's so open, it's so glaring for you to know that the best thing you want to do for yourself is have the people behind you. Did you notice that the people that went to protest for Natasha yesterday, they were her people that led that protest? Did you see that? They flood Abuja, ready to take it by fire, by force. Anyway, Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate, my brother. Strength in numbers, exactly. Senate felt the increasing heat. Bam. Increasing heat. You don't show them the tip of the hat. This is what 2027. This is the least I expect from Nigerians. This is the least I expect from Nigerians. If we're going to take that country back, it's not by laying down and just turning over while they do whatever they like. No, you have to stand. Hey. Wike plus Ubara, Tinubu's boys' toys. Their responsibility is to dispose of T-Pace adults at the moment. Natasha has already destroyed that Senate. I'm telling you, the remaining 2 years, toxic for them. I'm telling you, and mind you, we are watching, we have our eyes on her. If breeze blow the hairs on her body, blow her too much, we go stand. Because now we are paying, I would say, everybody should pay a lot of attention on Natasha because they are going to try to get at this woman. So we must keep our eyes peeled on her. Nothing must happen to Natasha. Natasha for governor, Kogi State. We are ticking the time. If that woman declare I'm running for Kogi State governor, I go carry that campaign for her like I better pass my neighbor generator. I go carry the hawker like a hot akara. Woman wey dey sabi fight, that na mama, that's a mother, that's the spirit of a mother right there. You want to touch a pikin, you go take her. That is exactly what she has shown. She has written her name in gold in Nigerian history. No gas she want to do one. If Natasha come out tomorrow say one run for president, anytime she's ready, more. Make her not talk too much. I'm telling you, not to. Now the kind of women what we need for Senate, every position for Nigeria, now the kind of women. You see how humble she is. She knows when to move. She knows how to use her coconut head effectively. That is what we need. Not be say you can't reach there as woman, you can't do gra. And most of the women when they don't dey Senate before now, I'm sorry, I've not been impressed. I have not. A lot of them call going there with ego. Do you know who I am? Money na water, those kind of mindsets. The likes of T-Pain's wife. And most of the senators that we have, female senators, I'm sorry. Some of them did well. Akinyele did well. Who else? Okonjo Iweala ahead, but there were elements of pride, and not raising other women to come up and take over from there. Great disservice that they did. Very great. Selfish way of doing things. So for that, I rate them 0. Sorry. We'll ask them to smell it and lick it. The usual. I'm rushing to buy pepper to spray on Wiki and Kpakpabi. Walai. Do you understand? Walai. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Life with Natu, thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Holy Mary, thank you. Everybody, Hassan, thank you. All the new addition, my new subscribers, welcome on board. Welcome. If you like this type of politics where we laugh and we get serious sometimes, please do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button, like, share the video. I see they hot. Share the video. I'll see you guys on my next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy. It's getting cold here, so I hope that it's not too hot where you are. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, my brother. I don't share that video to you, Michael. I almost forget, but I remembered. All right, guys. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.